My heart's racing. The end's close. My parents are close. I just know it.
Welcome to the House of Grief. Or perhaps welcome is the wrong word, Shadowheart.
Spare me your venom. I'm sure the Mother Superior will have plenty of her own. It's you.
Give me the honor of my name.
I can't. My memories.
My name.
Ligonia de Veer. If only Shar would bless me with the forgetting of your face.
Now descend. You have much to answer for.
An astral projection. It is just like a De Veer to avoid facing danger in the flesh. They always were a family of cowards.
This is it. Where I was raised. Trained.
They already heard how you disgraced yourself before Lady Shar. How she marked you as the enemy. But it is quite another thing for them to see it for themselves.
Enough. I don't answer to you. Not anymore. I'm here for my family.
This is your family. And now you have turned your back on it.
Shadowheart? I wasn't sure if I'd ever lay eyes on you again. It's me, Nocturne.
Finish it. Send me to Lady Shar's embrace.
My parents. Where are they?
They are right through that door in the Chamber of Loss. You saw them many times. Only we made you forget.
I'm here to get you out of here. They're all gone. It's over.
It is not over. Your victory is but a guttering candle in the dark.
Enough! I'm taking my parents away from here. I'm taking them away from you!
Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name's Cinderellimouse and I'm back with Baldur's Gate 3. Thank you for being patient with me. If you watched me for Baldur's Gate, I did have early access to another game which took up a lot of my time, and with this being such a time consuming game to prepare for and record and edit and kind of upload, I just couldn't keep up with the schedule, but hopefully we're back on track now. So last time I played, oh, what is going on with my hair today? Last time I played, we rescued Shadowheart's parents from Shar. I was a little bit like, I don't know what the right decision is here, but I think we're going to see our decision validated today when we kind of talk to everybody. So we're going to catch up with companion reactions to that. We're going to have a Shadowheart cutscene and a conclusion, and then we barl in. We're gonna go and check out the what's going on at Candle Hallow's tombstones and go and see if we can figure out this whole murder tribunal thing. So that should be exciting. I don't feel prepared, but we'll see how it goes. It's a good fight. The first time I did that fight, it absolutely was just terrible, but then I've come at it with quite a lot of different strategies since, and I quite look forward to doing this fight. So whether it goes well or not is a different matter. We shall see. But yeah, the first thing I want to do, and we can also level everybody up as well, so we'll kind of do that later.
There's no time
First
to
thing I
waste.
want to do is have Shadowheart go and have a look at this Mirror of Loss. Maybe we can try and get her memories back.
Worth a try.
A huge polished disc looms before you. A mirror, one that was used to wrest your memories from you.
Again, just with that really good story writing, the writing team of Baldur's Gate, they really do know what they're doing. So a huge polished disc looms before you. That word looms is so good. And then the word rest in there, wrest your memories from you, like that struggle in that word. I just think it's really, every line is so good. Now, we could offer it a prayer because we are a cleric of Selûne. We would be doing that at disadvantage because Shar obviously doesn't like Selûne. They're kind of opposites. what I think maybe I would like to do, I'm going to choose this option, gaze into the mirror, intent on offering it one of your memories. I don't think Shadowheart would have any intention of doing this right now. I think she would be, I think she's done with giving Shar her memories. Sorry, I'm distracted by my makeup. I tried to give myself like an orange, kind of like pearlescent red look, and I don't like it. Yeah, gaze into the mirror, intent on offering it one of your memories. So I don't think she would do that. What I'm going to say we're trying to do here is see if she can retrieve one of her memories. So she's gazing in to see if, like, she can recover one, is what I want to try and do.
With so much of your mind already surrendered to the mirror, you have nothing to offer. A sorry outcome. The dark mirror seems to turn dormant. Its hunger sated.
So we'll just say that it's like Shar is like, I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Get out of my sight. I'm done with you. You have nothing to offer me. And so, yeah, we're fully rejected from Shar now. Because we refused to do what she told us to do, which was to kill Shadowheart's parents. We said, nah. We said we want the childhood that was stolen from Shadowheart. And her parents deserve to... They deserve to get to know each other again. They deserve to know the woman she's become. Right, and I'm glad that we can give that back to her. One thing I want to do before we leave is just give Shadowheart another moment with Nocturne as well. Because, like, Nocturne basically goes, this is the last time we're going to see her. So I think I would quite like to just get a little bit of extra dialogue before she leaves. So if you don't remember, Nocturne, when Shadowheart ate the Noble Stalk, she did remember that she actually had a friend in the Church of Shar, and it was a little boy, and I can't remember his name, but when we met the guy in the refugee camp, the Sharan in the refugee camp who was selling things, he said, oh, that person, when Shadowheart asked about him, he said, oh, that person's dead. Kind of, but you know, you'll find out. And it was because Nocturne is transgender, so Nocturne is her chosen name, and the person who she was before is dead now. And it's a very similar thing with Shadowheart. We're going to see this mirroring where Shadowheart talks about who she was and her past self and who she has become, and how, you know, that old version of herself has effectively died. So I do really like the discussion of gender dysphoria and people who want to maybe not align with, or not maybe want to, but who don't feel like they align with the gender of their birth or the sex of their birth. And so, yeah, I think, again, Baldur's Gate handles this in such a clever, compassionate, and story-driven way, where it just makes a lot of sense and you get a lot of feeling with it. I just think, you know, really good, a really good example of representation in computer games.
I can still scarcely believe it. You've returned, and the Mother Superior is gone. So much can change so quickly.
So we can say, we can be like, shut up, best friend, let me see what you've got to sell, but we're not doing that. I do like enemy of Shar. Are you just going to remain here? There's no need. Viconia is gone. Sorry, I've not got Shadowheart's voice. I've not done it for a while.
Remains to be seen. This place is all I've ever known. In time, perhaps I'll venture out there, see what I've been missing. But for now, old habits die hard.
So yeah, Nocturne is not ready to leave the Church of Shar. She says it's all I've ever known. I like to think that depending on, you know, if you're choosing to romance Shadowheart or not, that, you know, after the end of the game, when Shadowheart goes on, I like to create a kind of fan fiction in my head where Shadowheart and Nocturne meet back up, and, you know, Shadowheart helps Nocturne to also leave the Church of Shar and show her other ways to live, and they live happily ever after together. Okay, let's say there is still much I can't remember. Can you share anything with me from when we were young? My Shadowheart voice is so bad today.
Well, You had a pet mouse for a while.
Mice, yay!
It was against the rules, of course. You used to hide him under your robes and feed him from your rations.
Did he have a name?
Nibbles. I suggested Brie, but you were having none of it. She caught you with him. Forced you to get rid of him in front of everyone. To make an example. You always loved animals. But you never let yourself get too close after that. I'm sorry. Not the sort of thing you want to hear, I'm sure.
So yeah, Shadowheart loving animals is canon, which is why I'm going to make a certain choice for her in a little while. That's so cruel though. Like, I know we let Viconia live. Again, she's a canon character. She's from the original games. I have a plan with Viconia. But yeah, she's very, very cruel to have a child do that, like in front of everybody and force her to do it. It's so mean. I don't suppose there are any pleasant memories you could share?
Well, you know that little scar on your elbow?
You know about that? It's barely the size of a pea.
I was there when you picked that up. It was years ago when we were initiates. Some of the others were intent on tormenting us until you showed them the error of their ways. I think it was 6 against 2, and most of them were bigger than us to boot, but you saw them off, all of them. There were some bruised lips and black eyes in the mess hall that night, and from then on they left us alone. Or at least, they bothered us less.
I love that, the companionship between them and how they've got each other's backs. I think they're so sweet. I really love their story as well. I think it's really fulfilling to learn all this about them. We weren't punished for fighting.
Not at all. If anything, they seemed pleased your training was paying off. I never saw the Mother Superior smile very often, but she did then. I think she was proud of you. As for the scar, that was from a collision between your elbow and the teeth of a girl called Budug. She was on the same mission as you. I suppose she won't be coming back.
Guess not. Shadowheart did say that all the people who went on that mission with her are dead now, so bad luck, Buduk. What a terrible name. I think that's a chosen name as well. Like, really? Because they all change their name when they become recruits and initiates, I think. Again, because they're in a See You Later Toby, so they're trying to strip them of their old identity and make them become what they want them to become. So that, again, that theme of identity change with Shadowheart keeps coming back up. Anything else?
Just small things, silly things. The sort you'd scarcely recall even if your memories were left intact. You had a little hiding place that you went to when you needed to get away. You brought me there sometimes. We'd talk, play, read, do each other's hair.
We did find the place she meant. I want to ask about the hair. So my hair, that was you?
The plait and fringe? Yes, on your instructions, of course. You were very intent on a bold look, I think you said. My hands were cramped by the time I finished, but you were very pleased. I like the new look as well, though. You always did like a dramatic touch.
That's why I like to change Shadowheart's hair throughout it, because it's canon that her friend Nocturne did her hair for her. And so after you initially meet her and you have like your first night at camp, I'm like, she's not doing that again herself. Like that looks so tricky to do. And she doesn't know anyone else well enough to get them to do it for her. So I like to put her in like more of a normal ponytail situation. And yeah, and then, you know, I only really put her hair back up when she's doing her mission in Act 2. So yeah, and by that point you think, right, they've probably like learned how to do it. Like the companions are probably close enough that they would give that a try. So I don't know, for storytelling reasons, that's why I like to change Shadowheart's hair. Okay, Also, that terrible goth fringe, which I really don't like on her, with the like bits down. She's so like, I don't know, it's very anime, isn't it? And I don't like it as well because it covers up her headband. It's like, why have you given her a headband and then the fringe covers it? So I like this fringe better on her. Anyway, okay, distracted by hair talk. We're not hairdressers. We don't have anything to buy off her. I'm just going to say bye. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to do...
At least we can talk freely, now that she is gone. What can I do for you?
There is something she says, so I want to say... Oh, could I say anything else? Anything else?
Just small
things.
No,
we've done that.
You had a little hiding place that you went to when you needed to get away.
Well, we can ask this as well.
You brought me there sometimes. We'd talk, play, read, do each other's hair.
I think I found the place you mean. Behind a storage area.
You'd be the first. As quartermaster, I was able to keep it hidden back there, exactly as you left it.
So we have found it. I'm going to ask to see her stuff because I think she does have another little bit of dialogue when we come out of this. But I don't think there's anything we really need. Maybe an elixir of viciousness could be handy. I am intending to use that when we fight later today. So let me balance offer. There we go. Barter. And then I think she does have an extra dialogue.
Be sure to get everything you need. Come tomorrow, I'll be gone.
Yeah, so she's gonna leave. God, what is going on with me today? Maybe I need to turn my webcam off. Okay, let's get out of here. We could fight our way out. I can't really be bothered. Normally I like to play through everything, so I would have them walk up out of here, like fight the way past the people back up at the top. But I want to move on. I don't want to spend too much time on this, so I'm just gonna have them all go back to camp. Maybe we can. We could do that another day, but I don't know. Right, Cordia. I want to have a chat with everybody and just kind of like round up the whole story. Astarion.
Credit where it's due. Shadowheart is tenacious and tougher than I expected. Pain can break anyone, but she bore it well and got what she wanted. Even if she's damned herself to a lifetime of that same pain.
So, Astarion supports what we did. I think he can relate this idea of like a lifetime of the same pain. He doesn't have pain, but he has that eternal hunger. So I think he can relate to the idea of having a burden to constantly bear in that way. Yeah, and the choice that we made basically was Shah gave us the choice of saying, I expect you to kill your parents and then I'm going to relieve you of the pain that Shadowheart feels in her hand. But I'm like, well, Shadowheart, you've borne it this far. You deserve to get to know your parents again. So keep the pain and have the parents kind of thing, which I do think is the right choice. I am happy with that choice because I think you get a lot of extra footage and dialogue and reaction from it. So it feels more rewarding to make that choice. And some people are supportive, some people aren't. I think, you know, ridding yourself of the pain is the more selfish choice, so that feels like the wrong choice to me. But I don't know. Okay. Gale.
A privilege to witness such a reunion. Shadowheart deserves to have her family restored, when Shah has taken so much from her already.
Again, Gale is another person who has been taken advantage of by a goddess. So he's seen the whole situation from his point of view. Which I guess if he's projecting, he's like, I deserve to have my life restored. So yeah. Good for you, Gale. Karlach.
Shadowheart looks so happy, doesn't she? She seems, found. In a way she never seen before, even when she was most devoted to Shah. Her folks must be so glad to have her back, and to see who she's become.
I ship Karlach and Shadowheart so hard. Sorry, I was reading the word Shar and got really mixed up with my words. Karlach's so lovely. Like, and again, such a good friend. So her point of view is Shadowheart looks happy. I'm happy for her, which she's such a love. Lae'zel. I'm a bit scared to see what Lae'zel's going to say.
I need a moment for the two of us.
Shadowheart's search is concluded. The Night Singer may inflict pain upon her, but never her will.
Cool. I like that. That's a good angle. Like, you can inflict pain upon me, but never inflict your will upon me. That's really cool. Okay. Yeah, so again, she's seen it because she's free from Vlaakith, right? Because she was also in a See You Later, Toby. And like, she was also indoctrinated. So she's also broken free from Vlaakith's kind of hold on her. So that's why she's seen it like that. So she's like, yeah, I've got my freedom back. I've got my own will back. I'm no longer indoctrinated. Let's talk to Jaheira. My phone is blinking at me. It's TikTok.
Shar believes us so fearful of pain that we would empty our lives of all other feeling just to escape it. I will admit a petty sort of pleasure in watching Shadowheart make the goddess look ill-equipped.
Okay, we'll ask about Minsk soon. We're gonna do Jaheira's mission soon.
Our young cleric would have us believe she has found joy now that her parents are free. I see her grimace when Shah racks her soul, though. And I see the doubt in her eyes as the pain causes her to doubt the path she has taken.
Okay, so Minthara is definitely one of the least soppy of the group. Again, drow families are notorious for infighting. Like, her own mother tried to hurt her, I believe, when she was a baby. And so, like, Minthara's seen it from a personal survival angle, you know, because as a drow, like, you have to, it's survival instincts. It's kind of like survival of the fittest. I am the most important person to me. So she's imagining, like, what would I do in that situation if I was the one feeling that pain with parents who perhaps didn't show her very much love. So again, I love, there's so much depth because they're not just commenting. You can unravel it and put it in the situation of their kind of circumstances, and then you're just getting more depth out of every interaction. Like, they really do, the writers of Baldur's Gate think so much about everything that happens like that. Every little snippet of writing has so much worth. It's okay, puppy, it's only me. I don't know if you can hear the dog barking next door.
Shadowheart did what was right, knowing she stood to suffer for it. In so doing, she proved what it means to be a hero.
Again, that is Will projecting and talking about himself. He wants to do what's right. His dad was very much, he taught him about law and order and what's right and what's just and what it means to be like a hero of Baldur's Gate, like Baldur, like the hero of legend that Will has, you know, been brought up listening to all these different stories. We will do Will's missions as well soon. I just like to do things in a certain order to not block myself out of other things. So yeah, like the Legend of Answer, we will get on that, but we're probably going to deal with Orin first and then do Will's quest, I think. So yes, so yeah, he wants to be a hero, but again, Will's a paladin in our story, and he's an oath breaker, so he's wrestling with his own, in our storyline, he's wrestling with his own sense of what's right and what's just, and sometimes laws aren't fair and just, and I think we're seeing this in popular media and kind of what's going on politically at the moment, at least in the UK. You know, certain laws are very questionable, and there does appear to be a bit of a two-tier system where, you know, some people are punished for things and other people aren't, and we've also seen this sort of, you know, in other law things that are going on with certain files where, you know, people seem to be able to do horrible things and get away with it and not really be punished because they've got a lot of money and a lot of connections with a lot of powerful people. So yeah, I think all this is going through Will's head situationally in Baldur's Gate, where he's saying, you know, he's looked at who's in charge, he's looked at who's making the laws now, and it's people like Gortash. And he's saying, the law is not always good. You know, the people who are making the laws are not always good. So when does breaking the law become the right thing to do? I think situationally this is the kind of stuff that he's wrestling with, which again, I think Oathbreaker for Will suits him so well. And then finally Shadowheart, and then I'm going to go and chat with the parents.
That little hideaway that we found in the cloister, it almost felt like I'd found a piece of my childhood. A childhood I don't truly remember. But remember it or not, I felt right at home there. Surrounded by books and night orchids.
She's so cute. I love her. In my first playthrough, I did romance Shadowheart. Like, she was my person to the end. And she's so wholesome when you do this like redemption arc with her. Want to go and spend more time there? Perhaps you... Oh, there's so many. I want to say everything. We know why she needed a hideaway. It's obvious. We've spoken about this a lot. We can be like, want to go and spend some more time there? Perhaps that's why you like night orchids. Some part of you remembered them from your little sanctuary. I think I'm going to say that. Like the echoes of memory still being there. Perhaps that's why you like night orchids. Some part of you remembered them from your little sanctuary.
Maybe. Or maybe I already liked night orchids and I chose that place because of them. The particulars of childhood can grow hazy even if your memories haven't been tampered with. But I felt safe there. I know that much. Well, can you imagine what it would have been like growing up in that place? Endless training, no privacy, facing scorn wherever I looked.
Drow, Underdark.
I can very easily imagine I needed somewhere to escape to, if I was to survive. Nocturne and I must have come here a lot. We probably had plenty we wanted to hide from.
To the elf song?
I think that little hideaway helped shape who I am, as much as any sermon or training did. Funny the things that influence you.
And I love that. I love that her little hideaway and her relationship with Nocturne helped her to hold on to a little piece of who she was, because she was going there, she was going back there and like writing things down because she didn't want to lose her memory. She didn't want to lose parts of who she was. And so, yeah, like, for that part of her to survive through... Wait, look, now I look like I've got a nosebleed. I need to like not look at my camera. Sorry guys if I'm just not looking at you today. Okay, cool. I want to talk about all that's happened to us.
Fine. What's on your mind?
No, I don't want to do that one. I want to talk about our relationship.
Of course.
What do I want to ask? How are you? And how are you? I mean, really?
Whole. At last. Thank you for being by my side through all of this. I never realized I could have a true family. Or a true love.
Well, cool. I'm gonna go and speak to your parents now. Bye! So, Emmeline Hallowleaf, her mother.
I heard birdsong at dusk coming here. You don't know what it's like to hear music like that again, after so long without. Thank you.
It's no problem. Okay, I think we only get to ask one question. This was horrible. You're a liability and a distraction. Like, especially when it's our decision to do that. I think... Have you spoken to Shadowheart since?
Some. I think she's still trying to find the words. She still feels responsible, I fear. I don't want her to punish herself. Apologies. Even the littlest thing wears me out. I should rest a little. We'll talk soon, Jennifer.
So Jennifer was Shadowheart's given name before she joined, well, was forced to join the cloister. So it's the name her parents gave her, which I think is such a white girl name, you know, like it's almost like Jenny from the block kind of thing. Well, that's, yeah, you get what I'm saying. It's such a kind of like girl next door name, Jenny. So because she's so tired, I get fog brain. I get really bad fog brain, and I think especially at my age, I'm definitely starting to get more fog brainy. So mixing up names, I do that sometimes. I've always done that though, to be fair. I think it's just the way my brain's wired. I'm a bit of a scrambled person. But yeah, definitely that mental fog gets so much worse when I'm tired and I can't form my words properly and I'm stumbling over my sentences, and so I understand, you know, she's very tired, she's been through a lot, like mother needs rest, mother needs sleep, so I'm not gonna correct her. You're not supposed to as well, like I haven't had dementia training, but my workplace did, and I was like, oh, I kind of wish I'd had that training, tell me all the things about it. And they were saying you're not meant to correct people because they may not realize they've made a mistake, and if you correct them, they can get very, very distressed and they might not even remember what you've corrected them on, so it's not worth correcting them sometimes. It's better just to keep them comfortable, because it's, you know, a degenerative disease, isn't it, things like Alzheimer's. So it's not about if they're right or wrong, even though it's distressing to the person who, you know, might not be being remembered properly. The main priority is just to keep them stable and comfortable and as happy as possible. So if they call you by the wrong name or if they get confused, it's like, just don't correct them, distract them, go with it, you know, whatever. So we're not going to correct her, we're gonna be like, yes, enjoy your rest. Because we're going to encourage her to rest, because that's the right thing to do. And her dad, Amel Hallowleaf. So her mum, Eralyne, is a lot older because she's human, so she's aged normally, as we all do. With her dad being, I think, a half elf. Let me just examine. A high elf, so full elf. He ages a lot more slowly. Elves live a lot longer than people do, so that's why he looks a little bit more like a mature adult, and her mum looks like quite elderly.
You've shown great kindness, allowing my wife and I to remain with you. Thank you. I'm glad Jennifer found you.
And that's really nice as well. You know, Shadowheart could potentially have a lot of years in the future with her father. So even though her mum is not doing too great at this point, I think having the reunion and having that time with her, and then potentially a lot of time with her dad in the future, is really good for Shadowheart. Okay, I'm glad Jennifer found you. I think I'm going to say, how much do I get to talk to him? Let me just say, as am I.
You are more than just a friend to her, aren't you? I saw the way she looked at you. It reminded me of her mother when we first met.
So cute.
Don't worry. I am truly glad she found you. And I have scant energy to play the stern father. There must be stories you could tell. But perhaps another time. I'm afraid my strength has not returned just yet. Decades in that place has left me maimed. Body and soul. Some rest, perhaps, will make me better company.
Okay, we'll speak again tomorrow. So, Daddy, you know, potential father-in-law there. We love to see it. Okay, I think I'm gonna long rest. We'll get the conclusion to that Shadowheart story. And then we'll level up and then go and fight Barlists, apparently.
Here we go.
They see me balling, they're hating. Okay, yes, long rest. Does anyone want to chat? Doesn't appear so. No, I think we're all good. I think we can just go ahead and long rest.
Doesn't look like anyone's been here in a while. Perhaps people lost faith. Or forgot about it. I wanted to come here. To see if I felt anything that I hadn't done before. Now that I know what I know. Now that I know who I am.
Another thing about her hair, like, I really like putting the little buns on her at this point because she's lost her childhood. And when we see her in the cutscene where, you know, her dad's being attacked by as a wolf, and the Sharans are all circling him, like, and it cuts to her and she has the little buns. I like that she's allowing herself to be a child again. You know, she's finding that part of herself that, you know, was scared and vulnerable and taken advantage of, and, you know, all those things that she was raised to believe by the Sharans, she's reworking in her mind. And so it's almost like going back to her childhood and, you know, allowing herself to be parented again and allowing herself to be someone's child. And so this re-childing of Shadowheart, I like, again, to visually do through that hairstyle. Even though her hair was black originally, which is why she got chosen by the Sharans in the first place, you know, I like this evolution and storytelling through her look, because it's part of her story. Her hairstyle is woven into her story. So I wanted to come here to see if I felt anything I hadn't done before. Now that I know what I know, now that I know who I am, because she was originally a Sharan, we can say this seems a bit too straightforward. Who you are, you mean Jennifer. That's not who she is anymore. You've turned from Shar. It doesn't necessarily oblige you to come in here and embrace Saloon. I kind of half like that, because it's kind of like saying you have choice. You don't have to worship Saluna if you don't want to, just because that's how, you know, your parents raised you. But I think Shadowheart is choosing to follow Saluna because of all the experiences that we've had with her, you know, meeting people like Eralyne and Isabel. I think she is reclaiming that as something that does align with her. Yeah, I like Saluna for it. So I'm just going to say, because she said to see if I felt anything. So we're going to say, and do you feel anything?
I don't know. For so long I only felt what she wanted me to. Now I have to do it for myself, and I feel like I'm drowning.
Aww. Good thing I taught you how to swim then.
Very good thing. I don't know what I did to trick you into thinking I was worthy of you, but I'm glad it worked. I have my family back. And now I can't even look them in the eye. I don't deserve to be anyone's daughter.
And she did horrible things to them as well. You know, as the Sharans were trying to break her and break those bonds, you know, she was forced to torture her parents, which can't imagine the shame and the guilt that she must be feeling. That feeling of like, I don't deserve love. I've done horrible things. I'm not worthy.
That's
of love.
not true.
Not even close.
I'm sorry. You shouldn't have to see me like this.
Alive? Free? Feeling? I've dreamt for years of seeing you like this.
Seeing you as yourself again, Jen. It kept us going all this time.
I can't be your Jennifer. Not as you remember her.
Of course you can.
No. I'd be turning my back on too much. Shadowheart is as much a part of who I am as Jennifer. I can't just forget her. That's not what I do anymore. Besides, Shadowheart still suits me. Even better than before, perhaps. You can't cast a shadow without some light. Don't worry. I'm still your daughter. If you want me to be.
I'll call you whatever you like, so long as you're happy. Arnell?
The Moon Maiden guides and helps us find our true selves. Shadowheart. Daughter.
It's so lovely. And again, because they've juxtaposed Shadowheart's story of rediscovering her identity alongside Nocturne's story of being transgender, they've indirectly shown parents being supportive of someone's chosen name and chosen identity, and parents who are not forcing that child to be something that they want them to be, but accepting them for who they choose to be. And so again, it's done so well, so perfectly, like no notes. Because again, talking about Dragon Age I'm a member of the EA Creator Network, the story was so overt and so shallow that a lot of people, including people who are transgender, felt a lot of pushback to it. It was just done in a way that felt like, virtue signaling, or when companies act like allies for like marketing reasons. It felt a bit like that to me, and I don't think that's the case at all, because I know that some of the people working on the game were transgender themselves, so I don't think that was the intention. Yeah, it just didn't work. So I don't want to rant about this too much because I keep bringing it up, but I think it is important to talk about why it didn't work in Dragon Age. Like, Dragon Age didn't fail because it had a transgender person in it, because Baldur's Gate has a transgender person in it and it's hugely successful. Dragon Age failed because it was badly written. At least certain parts of it were badly written, and didn't have that depth. And yeah, that really bothered me when Dragon Age came out, and a lot of people were saying it's too woke, people won't play it because of this. And then when I played the game myself, I was like, there are problems with this game. I can see why people don't like it. And it's not to say that it's because a transgender person in it is really harmful and not true, because representation is really important. It just needs to be done well. And then you don't have that same, I don't know. I hope I'm making sense. It's really important to have representation in games, and I don't want people, like, if you were someone who was like high up and you were like, oh, this game failed because it's got a transgender person in it, we won't have representation anymore. Like, it's harmful. And so yeah, that narrative really bothered me, because it can be done well and it can be done right, and a game can be extremely successful and have representation in it. And I think one thing that I love about Baldur's Gate and the writing of Baldur's Gate, and when you hear people talking about it as well, so they live stream every Wednesday, and sometimes they have some of the developers and people who worked on it coming on and chatting about it. And so they say that it was really important to them to let the player make the choices and to support the player choices. So you never feel like you're being shamed for a choice you've made in the game, even if you are playing as a dirge, even if you are doing, an annihilist route. You're still, there's consequences to your actions, which are logical consequences of what would happen if you made certain choices. But like, the game isn't shaming you. And with Dragon Age, it felt like the game was preaching to you and shaming you, when you may not have even needed to be. It's like you're preaching to the converted. Like, why? Like, I know this, and so that kind of virtue signaling, preaching was just such a bad angle to take. I don't know why. I'm still mad at them for doing it, because Dragon Age, such a great series, such a you know, so many people love it so much, and they've got all these existing characters who are great characters, and people were so excited to get a new Dragon Age game, and then they just fucked it up. And you know, and I know some people played it and still love it, so if you're one of those people and you're like, no, I loved Dragon Age Veilguard, like, I'm glad you enjoyed it genuinely, like, not talking down to you, like, I'm genuinely glad you got what you wanted from it, but there's a huge amount of people who didn't, and I think, you know, I think I understand that anger about, like, you took something we loved and you ruined it and you didn't respect it. I understand why people are so mad about it. Anyway, okay. I don't think there's any more companion reactions, but I think we can talk to Shadowheart's parents one more time. Oh my god, my boy. Speak with animals, go. Come and speak to this baby. Scratch, scratch. He's always thinking of me. Everything reminds me. Like, he can see a dirty sock and he's like, oh, this reminds me of you. So, Scratch? Dude, do you want to talk to me or not? Mate. I love that the Susa flowers are still going strong. We should use those on somebody who has magic powers.
The dog is unable to speak through the small bag he holds in his mouth.
Can I use the Susa flower against the murder tribunal? I don't think I'm going to, but interesting idea. What have you got there, Scratch?
I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. All I know is I thought of you when I saw it.
What is it? A sublimate of frosted ears? Oh, also, I'm so glad we stole Myconia's dress because it's so good. I wish it wasn't dirty though. I don't know why they have these like dirty swatches. I'm gonna pet that dog. Can I pet that dog? Of course, we're gonna pet that dog. Okay, yeah, like what is it? Frosty ears. Maybe it's because she's got big blue elf ears. Like, that's why it reminded him of her. Arsonist oil. That's not what you said. Anyway, okay. Oh, there we go. Sublimate of frosted ears. Okay, hi. How are you doing?
Moon Maiden's blessings to you.
How do you feel now? You seemed a little confused before.
It comes and goes, and eventually it will come more often than it goes. Time is far crueler than Shah could ever be. I do not think I will ever get better. But I wish to make the most of the time I have left with my family. Besides, I'm tougher than I look. I'll fight on, now that I have something to fight for.
I love it. I'm so glad we made this decision. Like, let Mother rest. Let Mother, like, live out her last days in peace, you know, with her child. I'm glad things worked out for you and your family.
We are a small family. Smaller than I hoped for. But we are whole again.
I'll be your adopted daughter, daughter-in-law. What comes for you now?
Now this old lady will be getting in the way in your fine camp, I'm afraid. Don't worry. I shall pull my weight and help how I can. After so long in captivity, it feels good to use my hands again.
One thing that I do wish that they had took the time to implement here is that I wish after a long rest that they change their clothes, because we've got so many clothes at this point. They've got, like, they could look so fine, but I wish they would change their clothes and like clean their face and just, I don't know, even like they don't even necessarily need to like tidy their hair or anything, but change your clothes and a clean face I think would visually demonstrate that they've had this rest and that they're recovering and that they're being looked after. I really hate that they stain these scruffy clothes with the dirty faces. I might even see if there's a mod for it. If there's a mod and you know about it, let me know in the comments, because I just want them to look a little bit more cared for. I'm not going to say this at all. It's so horrible to say. So we're done. Cool. Dad.
Seluna's blessings to you.
Well, I actually worship Elistere, but it's okay. She's a goddess of light. She's actually very similar to Seluna in a lot of ways.
you know, they both like the moon. And I love it. It's so good that her dad is a werewolf. And you know, like how Shadowheart at the beginning, she's like scared of wolves. She's like, please don't let me go near wolves. Like, keep them away from me. And then her dad's a werewolf. So I don't know. It's kind of a full circle moment. And again, I feel like hopefully that's going to resolve that fear for her now that she understands why she has that fear. Because it's not that she was ever scared of a wolf, right? Like, Shah corrupted her memory. She was never scared of wolves, but she had a really traumatic experience where there was a wolf involved. So she'd conflated the two things. Like, the wolf was actually trying to protect her because it was her dad. So you're a lycanthrope. Lycanthrope? Shadowheart shared some of her memories with me.
I am. But with Seluna's guidance, I learned how to control the beast long ago. I only let it loose again when my family was threatened. Unfortunately, I was unable to stop what befell us, as neither elf nor wolf.
And what comes next for you?
My wife will need care. I wish to find somewhere quiet, close to nature, where the sun can warm us and the moon can watch over us as we sleep. And Shadowheart, too, may wish to join us, perhaps, with her fine paramour at her side. Once you've put down this absolute threat together. I've gleaned enough from word around this camp to know you're more than capable. You will prevail.
That was the ending that I got in my first playthrough. I chose Shadowheart and we just had like a cute little cabin in the woods with her parents, and like it was so wholesome. I loved it so much. Like, I love that kind of like, you've done the adventure thing, now it's time to settle down and just enjoy life and have a quiet life, you know. You accept your daughter's choice of name?
Of course. Only a fool would alienate his child over a name. Shadowheart must determine her own path. That is what the Moon Maiden teaches. Still, I am unused to it. I can only hope she forgives a slip of the tongue now and again, until I adapt.
Yeah, my eldest goes by a different name than the name that I gave them, and uses she, her, and they, them pronouns. So, you know, I use she and they, and she, they, them interchangeably, and they're okay with that. And again, understanding that gender is, I've always felt like gender is fluid. Gender is a construct. Sex is what you're born with, you know, and your chromosomes and things like that. And then gender is a social construct of what the people around you, what society believes is that thing. It's just putting a label on a thing, right? And different societies, again, I studied humanities, so understanding that, you know, different groups of people have different viewpoints, and that's okay. And just respecting each other and each other's viewpoints on these sort of things. Like, you know, people play different roles in different places where if you go around the world, and these places a lot of the time have developed quite independently of other places. So there's no right or wrong when it comes to gender roles, or, you know, what someone who identifies as a woman should be and things like this. Gender is a very, very fluid thing. People mix up, people don't understand the difference between gender, which is an identity, an idea, a thought, an opinion, and sex, which is, you know, your body that you're born with. And so, yeah, I don't think it's like worth getting upset about if somebody wants to identify as something different and they see themselves a different way. It's like, just respect the person, you know, respect a human being with opinions and thoughts, you know, like, it's not a big deal. So yeah, coming at it from, obviously the name that I gave my child, I absolutely loved. I still love that name, but if they don't like it, and I understand from that point of view as well, because my real name is Karen, you know, like the meme. And obviously, and I've never liked the name Karen. It's a very sharp name, and I've always preferred girly curly names, and so I've never liked my name. It's never felt, because you don't choose it, right? It's never felt like a name that I like for myself. And so I would quite happily change my name as well. You know, I changed my name to Cindy. Cindy feels like it suits me because I'm Cinderella online, and so many people know me as Cinderellimouse. So calling myself Cindy would make more sense to me than my birth name. So again, just respect people. Like, it's okay. What is in a name? A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Okay, but yeah, he's good dad. Good dad. Green flag energy. Green hallow leaf energy. I'm not going to ask what they made. We're not going to make him relive his trauma. We're going to just not ask that question. Okay. I love it. So good. And it's demonstrated in such a way where, I'm going a lot about games not preaching than I'm preaching. But it's done in such a way that feels really warm and feels like something people would want from family, right? It's demonstrating good family values. Yeah, just so good.
Good. I was just starting to miss the sound of your voice.
I want to talk about your hair, Shadowheart. I'm gonna have to fix Shadowheart's hair. Give me a sec.
Next move is.
Give me a sec, it's gone wrong. So I use a little mod for this. It's just the appearance editing mod. I'm gonna go ahead and use mirror. And luckily I was expecting this, so I need to go and find her hair again. And I'm using Toarie's Tav's Hair Salon. And I'm looking for number 81, and this should hopefully fix it. There we go. So come off it, come back on it, and that should have fixed her hair. There we go. There you go, baby girl. We're all good. Okay, let's level up. Actually, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to have a drink of water, and then we'll level up. Got me ballin' dirty, got me ballin' dirty. They see me ballin' with Aylin. Sorry. Okay, so let's level up. Stop being silly. Hang on, what's that flashing at me? Sorry, I'm just checking I'm recording and everything's good. Right, what are we doing here today? I am going to be a sorcerer. And we're going to level up to level 11. We're not going to go up to level 12 because I'm going to use mods that allow basically the game caps you at 12. That's the limit of how high you can level up, and there's so much to do still, so it feels frustrating that you're still doing all these different things and not getting the points for it. So I like to use mods that allow me to go above level 12, but you have to multi-class. You can't go to like level 20. I think there are mods actually that let you go to like level 20 in any one thing now, but I'm gonna just multi-class. So the mods that I use allow you to go to level 11, and then you have to multi-class. So we're not going to go to level 12 in any one specific class. So being a level 11 sorcerer gives us some very high level spells now. Again, she's lightning themed, so I'm going to take chain lightning. And then I think I'm going to switch out. What do I want to switch out? I think I'm going to take out Blight, just because I'm using it on people like Jaheira and Halsin, who we will save Halsin. He's going to be okay, alright? I've not forgotten about him. We're making our way around to Halsin. And I'm going to change that to Globe of Invulnerability, because Globe of Invulnerability is such a powerful spell. It's such a shame as well, because there's so many we could get, like Disintegrate so good. Maybe I could... Can we learn them from spell scrolls? I feel like we can't. But Globe of Invulnerability is going to be very, very useful, so that's the one I'm going to take. Except, yeah, I wish the dress wasn't all torn at the bottom. Again, so we don't want to go up to level 12 in Cleric. So Shadowheart is as far as I'm willing to take her as a Cleric, which means it's time to multi-class. And if we're going to go off her greatest ability, that will be Wisdom, because clerics use Wisdom. There's another class that uses Wisdom, as it so happens, and it's Druid. And at this point in the story, it's so perfect to start multi-classing her as a druid, because eventually she'll be able to wild shape, and she'll be able to wild shape into a wolf, and it just feels like such a full circle moment for her, and I love it so much. You know, to overcome that fear and to re-embrace who she is and who she was meant to be. So yeah, we're not going to get much from this. I'm just going to take Shillelagh and Thorn Whip. Like, the actual spells themselves are useful, but I love this for storytelling. Again, she loves animals, so it makes storytelling sense to have her speak with animals and for animal friendship. And then I'm not too bothered about anything else. I might take a little bit of Ice Knife. I want to take Fairy Fire because it turns people visible if they come into the light, but do you know what? I will take that because it does suit her, but I don't feel like it works very well. But it suits her to be like turning away from the darkness and back towards the light to have a spell like that. So again, purely storytelling, very little that's going to be very effective there. But Shadowheart, she's got a lot of the abilities that I use with her anyway as a cleric. So we just don't need much else from her. Minthara. Now, if I leveled her up as a fighter, she would get extra attack, but this doesn't stack. So she already has extra attack from being a paladin, so there's no point giving her this. So I'm going to switch back to paladin, which was her original class, and we're going to level up here. Prepare spells. Let me just make sure this is right, because it likes to kind of do its own thing a little bit. You know, in fact, I'm just going to take everything off and put it back on, because otherwise I get confused. So I definitely want to take Brandy's Smite. That's really useful because of the radiant damage. I think I'm going to take Lesser Restoration as well, just in case it comes in handy. Then I want to take all my smite spells because I really like the smite spells. I also like I don't really use divine favor that much. I like command because we can command people to drop their weapons, and then again we just kind of shield of faith, protection from good and evil. Maybe a little bit of healing would be good there, and I'll go in with maybe Compelled Duel, just to kind of, because she's a little bit of a tank, you know, and, you know, she can take a hit, you know, to draw people away from attacking other people. That could be really useful. So I think I'm going to go with that. Normally I just spam Divine Smite, so it doesn't really matter what else I take with her. Her feat though, now, it's a toss-up between Alert. I like Great Weapon Master. And I like Lucky for her. But I think I'm going to go for Alert because I really, really like when she rolls high on initiative, because she gets a lot of attacks and she's a heavy hitter. It can be very, very useful to have her go high in the initiative order. So I think I'm going to go for Alert, but Great Weapon Master as well is such a good one. But yeah, I think I'm going to stick with Alert. We'll probably get more feats for her later as we continue to level up. Okay, Jaheira. Again, she's a druid, but I don't want to go to level 12, so I'm going to do the opposite of what I did with Shadowheart and use her greatest ability, which is Wisdom, and I'm going to switch her to Cleric. I also quite like to do Ranger with Jaheira. A lot of the time I use her, like, I'll do a build that's all entirely kind of like arrow based. She becomes a bit of a Legolas character in my game, but I think I'm going to go with Cleric today. And just take, again, we're just going to take whatever. We'll take the new ability, Bursting Sinew, because it's fun. Subclass, I'm going to go for Light Domain because, you know, the Harpers are tied and associated with Selûne. So do you remember when we met that guy and he was kind of in a literal nest of vipers, right? He had all shapeshifters around him and he was trying to give Jaheira the code word, and he was saying the tears of Selûne, the tears of Selûne. So I associate Selûne with Jaheira as well, like, because she used to be fighting kind of like Ketheric, and they had the whole Shah, like all Act 2, right? So the whole kind of Shadow Curse thing, it makes sense that she would associate with Selûne. Like, she knows Aelin, she knows Isabel, it just aligns with her. So yeah, deity, we're going to stick with Selûne. Abilities, I don't feel like she's overly religious though, right? I don't feel like, you know, she might be a bit of a cleric, but I don't feel like it aligns with her to be a bit, you know, to be too holier than thou. So I'm going to take insight, and I'm also going to take history for her. Because, or should I go with medicine? Medicine, because, you know, she's a druid. It makes sense that they would be good at medicine and like herbs and stuff. Yeah, we'll go with that. And then prepare spells. Inflict wounds is decent. Let's do sanctuary is always handy. Healing word is decent, and I am going to take guiding bolt because it pairs nicely with moonbeam that she already has, and I think I'm going to stick with that. So yeah, this is quite a nice companion class for a druid, I think. Cleric and druid, there's certain things that cross over, but there's certain things that pair well. Okay, Gale. So again, he's maxed out the wizard skill. What am I saying? He's maxed out as far as he can, being a wizard. Now, the problem we have here is his ability is intelligence, and wizard is the only class that uses intelligence as its main ability, so there's no good thing really to switch out for. I think what I'm going to do with him is switch him out for sorcerer. So we've got, so basically if I have him level up as a sorcerer, he's going to get those meta magic things, and he's going to get the ability to cast spells as a bonus action, just like Cordia does. And with him having some really powerful spells, that could actually be very, very overpowered. So I think sorcerer makes the most sense, even though it's charisma based. We can up his charisma in a few different ways, but I think we'll be okay. I don't think we're going to rely too much on our intelligence when casting a lot of these spells. I think they just get cast anyway. So let's just take a few different things for him. Bursting Sinews, do not Booming Blade because it's fun. Let's go with, what else? There's not much in it. Let's go with Friends and Blade Wood. I don't care too much about that. And again, he's already got a lot of these spells because he's a wizard, so maybe I'll take, he's already got shield because he's an abjuration wizard. Maybe I'll take Chromatic Orb, and let's go with Enhanced Leap just for the sake of it. I'll never use it though. His subclass, I think it would be interesting to go Shadow Magic, especially if you go with a darker playthrough where you choose bad things, you know, like when we were in Balthazar's office and we got the moon lantern, the broken moon lantern, and the fairies, and he was like, oh, I think I can make a shadow lantern. So I think he definitely, we also had a conversation with Dirge where he was talking about like the idea of like liking dabbling in shadow magic. So I think on a darker playthrough I would definitely do shadow magic with Gale. I think that could be very interesting. However, I don't think it's going to massively benefit us. I do like Strength of the Grave. I think I've actually given this to Dirge already. I think what suits Gale the most, because his name is Gale, and because he does a lot of like elemental damage already with his build, I think Storm Sorcery suits him really, really well. And I also like the idea of having flight as a bonus action whenever we cast a spell. So I like the idea of like Gale flying off basically. So I'm going to go with Storm Sorcerer just so that he gets flight as a bonus action. And again, as we level up, we'll start to get the meta magic. And again, if we can cast spells as a bonus action, that's going to be really, really cool. Will. Do I want to level you up as a paladin? He gets Aura of Hate. You and any nearby fiends and undead get an additional 3 piercing damage to damage dealt with melee weapons. It sounds pretty cool, but I don't know. I think I'm going to go back to Warlock. I think we're starting to embrace the darker side of Will. He's like, do you know what? The concept of good and bad, of light and shadow is complicated, and we're all a mix of both. You know, and again, he's looked at Shadowheart and how she's like, I am who I am because of light and shadow. You know, I am both of those things, and this has created a full person that's neither good or bad, but both. And he's like, I like that concept, and I am also I'm gonna embrace the darker parts of myself as well. And I think we're going to stick with Warlock, which is going to give us Dark One's own look. Call on your patron to change your fate and add a 1d10 to an ability check. I believe we actually did give him like the lucky feat already. Like, let me... Do I already have luck on him? Yeah. He's already got luck. I don't know, man. I don't know what I want to do with Will. I may leave Will until the next episode. We could always give him a little bit of Sorcerer, because that's charisma based, or Bard, because that's charisma based. He does like telling his stories, doesn't he? Maybe Bard actually really suits Will. I don't know. I'm going to have a think about Will. We'll come back to him in the next episode. I do like him being a storyteller and telling the stories of the heroes. I think Bard actually really suits him.
Let's
Dirge.
move.
Okay, Dirge is tricky because I'm doing such a complicated build with him. And a lot of Dirge's build, I've got a lot of subclasses going, which means he's not getting really powerful in any one route. And I'm trying to, like, min-max him, basically. And so a lot of what I've been doing with him relies upon things like stacking those critical hits. So I'm not quite sure what I want to do with him. I've got Rogue ? I do like Fighter because that's going to give us a feat. Rogue is also giving us a feat. Dirgy. What do I want to do with you? I do want to go for the feat. I want to get 2 weapon fighting. But do I want to do it as a fighter or as a rogue? That is my question. I think I'm going to go into fighter. But he's stronger on dexterity. No. Let's stick with rogue just because of the dexterity. And next time I level him up, I can always go fighter in that as well. And I'm going to give him dual wielder. So it says you can use 2 weapon fighting even if your weapons aren't light, which means we can basically dual wield things like long swords and staffs and things like this. So it gives us a lot more options in what we're dual wielding. And it'll give you a +1 bonus to armor class while wielding a melee weapon in each hand. So yeah, I think that is something I definitely want to take with him. And then we'll have a look at his weapons before we go and check out the murder tribunal. Right, is Will, do you know what? Will, I'm locking it in. You're going to be a bard. Cantrips. Vicious mockery. Let's go for it. That's fun. And do you know what? Mage hand is always pretty handy as well, literally. And then let's go with Dissonant Whispers. We're going to go with, again, taking Fairy Fire just in case. I'm going to take Healing Word. And I'm going to take Tasha's Hideous Laughter. There we go. Do you know what? Actually, do you know what? I kind of want Thunderwave. That is what I'm going to do. Starting instrument. A violin. He's kind of posh. I think a violin suits him. And then his abilities. Let's go for... If you're going to be a bard, you need performance, Will. Do you know what? Actually, no. History. I like history for him because... Again, his dad told him all that old lore and all the old stories of Baldur's Gate, so he would be pretty good at history. Confirm. He's always talking about the past, Will. I like that for him. That's what I'm doing. It also sticks with charisma, which is perfect for him. Love it. Especially when we do the whole legend of answer stuff, it makes sense for him to be a bard of history. And then... Astarion. Well, how did I forget Astarion's name? Again, I think I'm going to go back to Rogue with him. Gives him Uncanny Dodge, usual lightning quick reflexes to protect himself. When an attack hits you, you only take half the usual damage. Let's protect our baby child. Mother. Big Mama. Karlach. Do you know what? Let's stick with Barbarian. We get an extra attack, which she may already have, actually. I think I've already got extra attack from Fighter. And she gets fast movement, so she gets an increased 3 meters when not wearing heavy armor, which she's not currently. And it gives her Boot of the Giants, which allows us to kick people. So I'm going to take that just because it's fun. Barbarian is not necessarily my favorite class. I don't tend to choose the barbarian options. Now, Lae'zel, level 11 fighter, gets improved extra attack. So she's going to get 3 attacks per turn, which if we use Potion of Speed, that's 6 attacks per turn, which is crazy. And because we have Great Weapon Fighter as well, you know, if we do a critical hit, we can also do an attack as a bonus action. So that is potentially 7 or 8 hits per turn, which is insane. So yeah, Lae'zel's super overpowered at this point. Why wouldn't I take that? That's everybody. Until we get Halsin back, that is everybody. So next up, what am I even doing here today? Okay, so Dirge. Dirgy. We need to decide what weapons you're carrying. I really like the Knife of the Undermountain King because it gives us the improved critical hit. So every time you take an improved critical hit, you're reducing the roll it takes to do a critical hit by 1. So if you have like 5 things that reduce a critical hit, you only need to roll a 15 or above to land a critical hit instead of needing to roll a natural 20. So very, very, very overpowered. I do like sort of life stealing. If we do a critical hit, the target takes an additional 10 necrotic damage. Now, I don't know if this applies to everything. So I don't know if this actually applies to the dead shot as well. So I don't know if just holding this gives us that extra 10 necrotic damage, basically. Again, this also gives us the reduced critical hit. So just carrying these 2 items, I don't want to take them off him. But I could potentially switch out the Sword of Life Stealing. We have the Sword of the Emperor, which says the weapon deals an additional 1d4 damage against shapeshifters or polymorphed creatures. The wielder has a +2 bonus against saving throws against spells. It does do more damage. It doesn't actually because we're dual wielding, but 1d4 against shapeshifters. So it is pretty cool. There's a lot of things we could use though. He has got quite a lot of weapons on him. So the Blade of Oppressed Souls as well. 5 to 17 it says. 5 to 15. And it gives us an extra attack. So what is that? The Crowning Strike. Unleash the wails of the dead that fell to your blade and possibly instill Crown of Madness in its target. So we just have a lot of different options now of what we could use. We could even use like Faerun with him. You know, I think Will has a number of long swords as well that we could potentially use. That's 2-handed. So we don't want the 2-handed, but this one, Leviathan's Wrath, we could use. The Infernal Rapier is finesse. And the Jeweler's Prerogatives. Wait. Hang on. Give me a sec. Hang on. So I could give this to Dirge now. Main hand only. Elegant Duelist. While your offhand is empty. No, we're not going to have an offhand. You score a critical hit while rolling a 19. Moreover, you get an additional reaction per turn. Withering Cut. On a hit with a melee weapon, use a reaction to deal additional necrotic damage. So this would give us... This would give us an extra bonus action attack. I really like this for Will, but it's also got the Infernal Rapier, right? A +1 to spell save DC. Instead of dexterity, it uses spellcasting. We don't really need to use that for Dirge, but it does give us the Cambion. I don't know. Do I want to do that? I really like the bonus action, this thing, but he's two weapon fighting anyway, so he can always hit with his offhand. No. I'll stick with that with Will. Sorry, I've got too many options. I also could potentially, because he is a sorcerer, I've got things like, Jaheira's got things like the Despair of Athkatla, a +1 to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. Or Woe.
Seek and you shall find me.
And even like the Marco Heshkir with Koreshka's favour and stuff. I could give that to Dirge, and then he gets, because he can cast spells, so he could cast, oh, it's just, no, that's too good for Gale. I've got too many options now through doing this. Morning Frost, Heart of Ice when dealing cold damage. I don't know. We've got too much good stuff. Lae'zel, what do you have? Everything she's got is two-handed. Okay, I think I'm going to stick with...
Shouldn't have wished to live in
Sorry
more
to be so
interesting
indecisive.
times.
I think I'm going to stick with the Blade of Oppressed Souls for Dirge for this. I think that's probably going to do a lot of damage. I do like the sort of life stealing. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. Should we hex it? Is that going to make it better or worse? 5 to 15. 6 to 16. Okay, that's going to do more damage now we've hexed it. Perfect. I am pretty happy with that. Okay, who I want to take with me? Ungroup Astarion. Ungroup Karlak. We're going to take Minthara. And we're going to take Gale. I know Gale seems like a weird choice, but I've got a plan, trust me. So Dirge, Lae'zel, Minthara, and Gale is going to be my team for doing the murder tribunal. I feel like Gale is going to be scared. I kind of wish I was taking Karlak, but we're not taking Karlak. I'm nervous. I'm thinking, what else do I want to do? Is there anything that I want to do to prepare him? Is there any housekeeping I want to do with him? Armor of Gathis might be worth doing. Let's get him in his armor as well. His AC 16 could be better. You're in your armor. You're all good.
Awaiting orders.
You're good.
Yes.
Gale, the gentleman wizard. Let's get everybody in their armor for this, I think. Even though it's a robe. Gale, do you want to do any housekeeping? He should do Koreshka's favor. Imbue yourself with elemental energy. What do I want to give him, though? What's going to be the most useful here? I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with lightning, I think. Bolts of Doom, which is going to give us lightning bolts. There we go. Pretty happy with that. Okay. So this is giving us chain lightning and lightning bolts. So this comes from the stuff he's got. Okay, I think I'm ready. I'm just nervous. Should we summon a Deva? We might need it going into the murder tribunal. Okay, I'm going to quickly save. I'm going to go for a pee because I'm nervous. And then we're going to do this thing. All right, so the mission that we're actually doing is impress the murder tribunal and investigate the murders. So it says enter through Candle Hollow's tombstones. When we went to the Rainforest House, I think it was, we found that there was a lot of stuff that the person who'd been killed was looking into in terms of this really suspicious... Sorry, I can see my green screen's being weird. So yeah, so investigate the murders. So when we went to the, I think it was the Rainforest House, and we were investigating kind of like the murder that had happened there. We found that the person had been investigating Candlehaller's tombstones, and there was a lot of suspicious coming and going. And we also found a note in Dolor's pockets, who was the assassin that had been going around, leading him back to the Candlehaller's tombstones as well. So we think that the Balist cult may be here. We also have impressed the murder tribunal, go to Candlehaller's tombstones to find the Balist tribunal. We've taken the serial killer Dolor's sick trophies, the hands of his victims. We can use these to access the Dread Lord's tribunal underneath Callaghan's tombstones to find out how to enter the Temple of Baal. We also have a password for this. So we are gonna do this. And I'm nervous. This could go horribly wrong. I want to check back in with Devella though first before we do. So let's head back to Basilisk's Gate. And we'll just go and see Devella. Devella's the one who was working for the elephant, and the elephant was like not interested. He's called a holly fan. He wasn't interested in really investigating the murders properly. He was kind of blaming the murders on refugees and things like this. He wasn't really doing his job, and the police officer Devella, she was actually on point. She knew what was really going down, and she's been talking to like the priests secretly and things like this, and she knows that the Baalists are up to something, so she's investigating properly. So let's just check back in with Devella.
Ah, I was hoping I hadn't missed you. The Patriarchs are safe, but it took longer to calm them down than I was hoping. Tell me, how did your investigations into the Baalist tribunal go?
Yeah, we haven't done it yet. We're just about to. Let me get my dirge voice. I'm still working on it. Talking of scary voices, my favourite voice to try and do at the moment. I can't nail it yet. I keep trying to do it. If you've watched Nosferatu, oh my god, it's so good. One thing I love is like the way he breathes. So it's like that rattling like breath that he does. It's so spooky. I'm gonna use this for so many like D&D NPCs, like and then like the respect that my blood demands, like what is it, give me the respect that my blood demands, or something like that. Is so good. And then like I wish I could roll my R's as good as him, but he's got such a good voice. Okay, anyway, I'm still working on it. Sorry, I've hurt my voice from doing the breath.
Then I'll leave you to it. I'll stretch out my stint here as long as my break allows, in case you find anything.
Blood demands. Sorry, I'm still trying to think of his voice. Okay, let's go. So, on the way, look at this guy still standing on one foot. I think actually we can go out this way. Let me take the side exit.
Give it a shot.
Are you chatting? Have I missed companion chatter? Wait. Did I miss companion chatter? No, I don't think so. I think we're okay. Oh, I was scared. Do you know what, actually, in that case, let's go this way and try and get some companion chatter. Oh my god, they're all everything's chatting.
Any complaints will be handled after you turn your animals over to the care of the Ducal Council.
Flaming fist property will be dealt with swiftly and harshly.
I just want to see if I trigger any companion chatter before we move on.
Tell me, Lae'zel, is it common for Githyanki to fall in love?
Love. Is that this feeling in me then? This passion to peel every layer of one's heart, to see what light and shadows lurk there. Githyanki have playmates, thrill partners, but I've never heard anyone profess love, nor read of it in our slates. I doubt I am the first Githyanki to feel this way.
Baby girl.
But few would ever declare it.
Gale has nothing to say. I feel like Gale is moved by such a declaration of love. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so we're gonna go. So if you come out of the Flaming Fist barracks and you go down the side here, this guy, definitely gonna come back and talk to him later. Love him as a character, but not yet. We're gonna go down the side of the Flaming Fist barracks. Look at the refugees. So this building here could be very, very easily missed, but I don't know. Dirge has a sense for these things. He can just smell murder. So we're gonna have a look in here. Let's have a look in the mailbox. Let's meet. A hastily scrawled note. I have the information you wanted. You were right. The temple membership is growing. I'll tell you all about their so-called tribunal. Meet me tomorrow. You know where. And then he's got a bloodstained note. A strip of paper with the following words written in blood. I found you. One last chance. You didn't come. Don't you realize I'm risking my neck for you? I can't have this information sitting on me. They'll find me. I'll give you one last chance. Meet me tonight or never contact me again. And then a municipal notice. The Department of Drains and Underways is aware of the issue of the penetrating stench emanating from round street hatches that provide access to the city sewers. So we've read that already. It's just leading us down into the sewers basically, but I'm not ready to go down there yet. I like to leave that quite late in Act 3. But yeah, we're going to go in here. I'm going to have him crouch. All right. I'm going to go in turn-based mode for this. So we're going to have to, I can lockpick. I was going to say I should have Gale use Arcane Lock, but I want to save his spells. Give me guidance. It's been a while. I think we've done it. Yeah, +4. Yay! Easy, as my friend Astarion likes to say. Stay crouching, please. So yeah, looks like...
This corpse has been desecrated. Displayed, and there's nothing random about it.
So we can click on these, it looks like. I don't know, apparently not. But yeah, we found another one, unfortunately. The head's been severed, but it does have the clown's severed pelvis in there. So we are collecting the pieces of, what's his name? What's the clown called? Oh my goodness, what is his name? Dribbles the Clown, that's the one. So we do need to find all the pieces of Dribbles the Clown. And so, mission successful. A pelvis sundered from the rest of the body, still clothed in the stained tatters of a clown costume.
Circus clothes. What an end for Dribbles the Clown.
So we're doing well. We found most of the body parts now so that the circus leader can resurrect him, her star performer. And we have a letter. The effigy of Balthazar who lacked ambition. What use his refusal? He thought himself free, but destiny claimed his corpse the same. Below is an exaggerated signature written in blood, Orin the Red. So this was Orin's work. Can we open the head? Nothing in there. I don't think we need the head. I think we're going to leave that where it is. I don't think there's anything else of interest in here. So I'm just going to sneak back out again. I can dash. For some reason, I always get in trouble when I go in here, which is why I'm doing the whole crouch sneaky thing. Because people come in and shout at me. I don't know why. So yeah, I like to do that sneaky.
Waiting with bated breath.
You can stand up again.
Can't slow down.
So yeah, one step closer to finding Orin, I guess. I think we spoke to them already. Let's have a look at this place here. So we're basically going back around the back of the Elf Song Tavern now, in case you're kind of playing along. What's this? Thank you for repairing my wife's vase. She's been sad ever since the upper city was sealed and she can't see her siblings. And this will go a long way to cheer her up. As the vase was a gift from them, I've added a gratuity to your fee to cover your rush and in gratitude for the care you took. I'm not stealing that money. That's a nice thing. We're going to leave that there. Hello, little kid with a difficult name.
Oh,
Do you actually want one? Sorry, I can't sell you any right now, but you can look. Mum will be back soon. I mean, shopkeeper will be back soon.
It's so cute. So this is probably his house and he's like selling the vases for people. I wonder if there's more to it than that. I don't know. I'm not going to be mean to him though.
Nice day for a walk. Look, I read that if you walk around the pub after each pint, you don't get a hangover. And if it's in the Gazette, it has to be true.
The Gazette! Oh my god, have I shown you? There's a new person in the Gazette. Wait, it's right here, so it's going to be quick to show you. Have you ever seen this guy before? Let me go. They've got a new person. You know, because we killed Edvard Needle. Dush got his revenge on him. So he's been replaced. Check this out. Look. Malak Stones.
Too busy to chat, civilian. I have a paper to run. The truth will finally be spread.
Hopefully he's an ally. Hopefully he's going to help us out. And not be dodgy like the last guy. So yeah, I've never seen him before, so I thought it was fun to kind of like go and check that out and show you. So hopefully we've righted the wrong. Hopefully he's saying the truth will finally be spread. So hopefully he means the actual truth and not like how Edvard Needle approached the truth. Okay, let's keep going back around here. So here we go. This is Candlehollow's tombstones.
Seems simple enough.
Candlehollow's tombstones, remembering the deceased with sympathy and skill.
But apparently they haven't been doing much work.
The smell of fresh blood spilled on stone. It reminds me of the tunnels within my home of Kalir.
I would like to visit your home one day, Lae'zel. Where is Kalir?
You may know it as Stardock, an asteroid, one of the tears of Selûne. Its tunnels are home to all manner of creatures to hunt.
And I'll give you 3 hours.
Vicious, unrelenting. The sort of place I imagine you'd take to, Minthara.
I'm doing you a favor.
Just called him vicious and relenting as though it was a compliment. Okay, let's have a look at this place. So again, it definitely seems like a cover. It doesn't seem like a real business. A self-help book explaining the true happiness begins with a tidy house and well-polished floorboards. I'm a messy person. Listen, when I first had my kids, I was so worried about the state of my house because I'm messy anyway. And then when you've got 2 kids as well, it's so hard to keep on top of things. And so I'd always be apologizing for the mess. And my mum was like, happy house, happy kids. You're like, no, messy house, happy kids. If you're so busy that tidying that you're telling your kids off, like you're not paying attention to them, then that's not a good parent, right? A good parent is like, we bless this mess, you know. I am very messy though. A self-help book explaining, yeah, I don't agree, I don't concur. Okay, apparently we have the key to this shop, so good for us, I guess. Candlehollow's Tombstones has updated.
Sample tombstone, premium edition, with optional engraving of iconography. Your name here. Plan ahead so distant relatives don't do it for you. May Winfield, mother of 12, wife of 1, beloved by all. This tombstone appears to be freshly carved. Friedrich Hune, his last connection with this realm severed.
Okay, some clothes.
This tombstone still bears the dust from its recent engraving. Vari Vanthampur, unwanted in life, welcomed in death.
Wow, that's a bit harsh.
No name has been engraved, but the message beneath is clear. Should have left those orphans on the street where they belonged.
That was going to be for the lady that we saved, you know, the lady who was taking in the orphans, and who Dollar was trying to kill. What was her name? Cora Highberry? I bet that was for Cora. But we stopped him, obviously. The superior durability of hardwood. Old Valor Stilux hardwood coffins will preserve corpses from rats and maggots for up to 3 times longer than any competitors. Choose Valros because the end is always near. I'm quite into those mushroom coffins. The mycelium coffins. I'm going to close that so we're not watched. Okay, we've got another room here.
Beloved Reynold, father, husband, duck breeder.
Duck breeder?
Gone too soon.
I think the narrator's voice like makes me laugh.
This one has been engraved over so many times that no names are legible. Alexander Rainforest, meticulous in life, mellifluous in death. Sample tombstone, modest edition. Maximum engraving length, 3 words.
So the Roman stonemasons actually used to have demo things. So sometimes when they were making a statue of someone, it'd go in pieces, like the head would like slot in, and so they could like do the body and then like customize the head separately. Which I think is kind of fun. So, ooh, we'll take it. From Rosimore Monastery, nice. Don't mind if I do. Okay, not too much suspicious in here. Let's go into the 3rd room. What do you mean you all failed the perception check? I don't know. There's something about this bookcase though, isn't there? It looks a bit suspicious. Seekers. If you seek the tribunal, let death be your guide, for what is behind death but murder? Okay, let's lockpick this.
Right tool will do the trick.
There we go. Easy. Keeping up appearances. Clerk Dravage. Remember, you are in the business of making Candle Hallows tombstones look like a genuine retail establishment. Keep all the prices about half again too high so that you don't sell very much inventory. Think of the shop as a stage rather than an actual going concern, the management. So yeah, it's just a cover for the real business. And it says behind death, and there's a skull here, so it took me so long to realise how to do this. Let me just grab this, hang on. What do you mean can't reach this? Yes, you can. There's a button behind it. I think there is a clue for this if you read everything in the Rainforest House. Let me send this to Astarion. I feel like he'd appreciate that painting. And so we can press this. And this actually opens the bookshelf, which we failed the perception check, but I knew what to do, thankfully. Because the first time I did this, I was so stuck. And I think we can just go through the cellar door. I think we've got the password and everything.
The locked door has red text on it reading, "All are awaited, all are embraced. None shall escape."
So we know the passphrase because I can't remember where we learned it from. I think we got it from Dollar. Sicarius. Okay, here we are. I'm going to save. Okay, 2 journal updates available. Okay, I am definitely a little bit nervous here. It's auto-saving. Of course it is. So down here there's a flaming fist shield and this poster.
Flaming fists this way.
Why do they want the flaming fist down here, I wonder? We can also get down here, but there's some traps and some bombs, so I might do that afterwards. I don't want to injure myself before a battle.
There's something engraved on this skull. Living, a torment of sorrow and strife.
And so if we weren't aware of where we are, this is the symbol of Baal. This kind of like circle of almost like tadpoles of blood around the skull.
It's a poem. It continues. is a burden to great and to small.
Huh?
We faithful cure mortals of burdensome life and present it to Death Father Baal. Verse by Invoker Grimlark.
It's not a very good poem, I'm gonna be honest. If I was Baal, I'd be really disappointed in you. Okay. There's not too much in these, like, I can check more of them, but not really anything good in any of them. Okay. Everybody huddle! Everybody get around me! I want to save again, but I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna do it. Balls to the wall! We're in. Okay, hang on, let me, do I want to get closer to them or not? I'm deciding if I want to sneak or not. Like, how close do I want to get? I think I'm gonna keep my distance a little bit. Let's speak to that which guards
I have something to ask.
Present me well from gifts thine own, or I shall rend thy flesh from bone.
Okay, so we've got multiple options here. I killed to be here and took the victim's hand as proof, which we know we need the hand to get into the murder tribunal. I've got several powerful magical artifacts you can take. How about some gold? I've got plenty. I can't rend your flesh, but I can dent your metal. I think I'm going to say, because he's literally the flesh of Baal, he's Baal's chosen, I offer myself. There is no finer offering than the poison fruit of Baal's loins. Just because it's fun to say.
To passions brash, thou art a slave. This sinful ground shall be thy grave.
Okay, you're meant to give them the hand, and then they let you through. But I am hedging my odds here. I'm dividing and conquering, so I want to fight them out here, basically. So, yeah, here we go. Luckily, like, I did give Minthara alert, so she's rolled really high on initiative. I think what I'm going to do here... I kind of want them to come to us, so I don't want to move Minthara forward. I might do a disarming attack on this guy. Let's hope this works.
Time to bleed.
He dropped his weapon. Sweet! And I actually want her to keep her distance, so I'm just going to go ahead and... Yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and... Do you know what? Let's slow one of them down with a hamstring shot. Look at the Faerun's. No, I'm going to save that. I want to save my luck. Okay, he's got fatigue. Okay, can I go again? No, we're done. All right, I'm happy with that, Minthara. You did good. I'm also going to have her do Vow of Enmity, which gives her advantage against her enemies. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm just going to roll back a little bit. You can cast it on yourself. It doesn't have to be on the enemy. And then I'm going to save her action surge for a second.
No choice but to keep going.
Dirge. I kind of want to... Can we just have that? Can that be mine? The Blackguard's sword. So this is a special item. Daisy Smite. On a hit infused with one of your smites, the target must succeed a Constitution saving throw or become dazed. So that would be a good weapon for someone like Minthara, but I don't think it's better than what she has. I'll just send it over to her, but I don't think she needs it. But it's good that he doesn't have it. Next up, what do I want to do here? Hexblade's Curse. Your target's number you need to roll a critical hit is reduced. That's probably not a bad thing to have. Hexblade's Curse, and then I could go ahead. Can I get a sneak attack on him? I can indeed. Sweet. And then I'm just gonna wear him down a little bit, and then I want to get Dirge up here as far as I can, so I can get to about there. I wish I'd got him a little bit further away, but it's going to be fine. Next up, you can see now, like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Next up, Gale. Gale, I would like you, please, to... He has got these like lightning bolt and chain lightning. Let me have a look at these guys. They're resistant to poison and necrotic damage. Gale, please could you do a cute little wall of fire? So they take damage if they try and approach us. I'm going to do it from here. Do you know what? Here to... Why is it always target blocked? It's so... Do you know what? Wall of Fire is so finicky to place. Target is not blocked. What are you on about? Oh my god. Give me a second. It's so fiddly to get it right. It's really annoying. There we go. Okay. And do you know what, Gale? I think you should probably just move back a little bit. Get out of the way. Keep yourself safe. Oh, I should have made him fly. Okay, cool. You're going to go invisible. Basket. I don't know why you're here, to be honest. I didn't realise you were still hanging around. And I'm going to get him out of the way. Okay, her out of the way, sorry. Right, what are you going to do? That witch lurks. Going to run through fire. Okay, he's used dash as his action. Is you looking for the... What are you even doing? Did not work. Okay, well, you're stupid, aren't you? Look where you are now. You're next to Lae'zel. Lae'zel, can we disarm him? Kapow! No, nice try though. In that case, short rest. Yeah, let's do Soulbreaker. Nice. She gets a third attack now because she's level 11. I'm going to straightforward hit him. Projected ward. Keep her safe. 3 hit points. You absolute weak ass fake knight. And then I think I'm going to do a little bit of Flurry of Blows. It does use my key points. I might save Flurry of Blows. You know what I might do? Let's go here. Let's push him back into the fire. Amazing. And then I'm just going to keep it to the side just so we're on a bit of an angle and we're all good. I could have done Action Surge, but...
This room will be thy resting place.
Compelled Duel on Dirge. Let's try Psionic Backlash. I'd rather Dirge doesn't run through the fire, to be honest. Because what that does is it takes away my action. It'll make him do it automatically. Okay. Monthara. Again, make them come to you. It's so good. I don't want to use all my smites. I want to save my spell slots for what we're going to do next. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and straightforward start hitting him. Kapow. Don't react. Don't use your Divine Smites. It's fine. We've got this. Again. Okay. Good. She's doing critical hits as well. We love it. I am going to have her Action Surge. Let's keep going. 19 hit points remaining. Let's go. Good job, Monthara. We love you. Amazing. Okay. What do I want to do next? I think maybe we'll... I could Compel Duel him. Let's just put Hunter's Mark on that guy. Amazing. Stand your ground. See, he's got Compel Duel, so I can't control him. Okay, yeah, it took my actions. So annoying. But it's okay, it's fine. Right, Gale, next up, mate. What's he got left? 83 hit points, 86 hit points. Again, I don't want to use all this good stuff, so I might just... What do I want to do? Gale... Do you know what? Just throw a firebolt at this guy. 20 win. Do you know what? It's fine. And then hang out, I guess. Okay, skip your turn. Oh, you're going for Minthara. Staggering Smite. Let's Psionic Backlash and Protect her. The concentration's gone on Hunter's Mark, but that's okay. Alright, mate. 13 hit points. What do I want to do? I think Minthara's probably got him, but he's going to have a turn in a second, so I want to deal with him first. So, can I jump down? I can. Perfect. Amazing. And then we're going to start hitting this guy, I guess. Amazing. And again. And again, she gets 3 turns as standard. And action surge. And again. Oh my god, stop missing. Are you serious? Right, Lae'zel. What's the point of getting so many turns if, like, all of them miss? Oh, dude. Mate. We're fine. We've got this. Let's go ahead and kaploop. Yeah, I think we're good.
Never a dull moment.
Just finish him off. or don't, I guess. All those critical hits. Oh, Gale! Gale! Gale, you can probably put Wall of Fire down now. Everybody did not have to run through Wall of Fire. I think we've lost. I think we've lost the basket. I think she ran through the fire, dumbass. Okay, I'm going to short rest to recover some hit points and recover our action surges. And I'm going to save. I would say that was quite successful. I'm happy with how that went. I've done it better, but it was fine. We get some really good stuff off these guys. We get the Blackguard plate. All incoming damage is reduced by 1. It's heavy armor. To break one's oath is a dangerous game. Oh, I guess we should give this will then. It marks you as a faithless cur, an exile without a cause. The armor is tempered by an age of rocks, blades, and persecution turned against it, and it's buffed by the immutable, unbindable will of its wearer. I'm going to go ahead and send that to Will, just because it's thematic for him. Shield of the Undevout. Dreadful Haven. Your foes have disadvantage on saving throws to resist your spells or actions that inflict fear. And you gain 1 level 1 spell slot, and it gives you Shield Bash. Where once this shield would protect the rallying forces of good, now it pushes them back, crushing them against their allies until they pop. Who do I want to give this to? Maybe, again, maybe we'll give that Will and we'll sort it out a little bit later. We've also got the key to the murder tribunal. Don't mind if I do. Do these guys have anything interesting on them? We have the Blackguard's Gauntlet. So the Blackguard is like a full set of armor, which gives us Inflict Wounds, which is a level 4 necromancy spell. It's a really good spell. So if you're a bit short of spells, if you want to give someone who's not a spellcaster a spell, that's a very cool one. It also gives us strength saving throws +1 and attack +1. For some paladins, the ironclad grip that an oath holds can be too much to bear. When these champions fail and falter, their hands that would guide turn cold, hard, and piercing. I wonder if Minthara might possibly want that. Let's have a quick look at her. What does she currently have on? The Gauntlets of the War Master. Heightened maneuver. Targets have disadvantage on saving throws against your maneuver and weapon actions. That's pretty cool, but I actually think strength saving throws and attack +1. These have attack +1. What does Will have on him? I don't know. Let's stick with what we've got. We're okay. We're doing fine. I want to save again. That's so silly. I'm nervous for a reason, gang.
Quick march. At least things have stayed interesting.
I'm being hesitant for a
Something
reason.
good here.
Could be because Baal's literally everywhere. Father is looking at
Swift
me.
as my
judging
feet
me.
can carry me.
I think Dirge would walk in feeling like he's got a right to the place. He'd be like, "Who are you to question me? You know, I'm literally the flesh of Baal. Like, I am made of the person you serve. So, shut up." Right, Hall of the Murder Tribunal. Are you ready? I don't know why Gale had the key, but fine. So here we are at the Murder Tribunal itself. Now, the big bad evil guy of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 was Sarevok Anchev. This man murdered, was it Gorion? This guy murdered the man who raised me in Baldur's Gate 1.
You gaze upon murder's progeny, child.
His most ill-trusted zealots. His faithful departed.
Prodigal servants, each returns to do his bidding eternally.
This is the court of the Dread Lord's Tribunal. I am its custodian. Here come those who seek to transcend, aspirants of his most profane order, the would-be unholy assassins of Baal. But you are no mere aspirant. I did not expect to see you again. So it is true. You have returned.
Sarevok Anchev, a relic of your cursed line. A Baal spawn who failed to become chosen.
Oh, I failed. Boo-hoo. Because of us, the heroes of the previous games. Okay. So yeah, he's the big bad evil guy from Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. He's pretty scary in those games. So I've only played Baldur's Gate 1. I haven't actually finished it, but you meet Sarevok quite early on when he kills Gorion, who, I think it's Gorion, your stepfather, or adoptive father. Anyway, so much to say. I love his voice. The voice acting is so good. Like, that kind of really low, rumbling voice is always great for a bad guy. So, brilliant voice acting. Perfect casting. We're gonna get a lot of lore here. You seem to know me. Have we met before? Tell me of my past. I wish to know it. We know he's not actually behind the murders, I don't think. Not directly. He's just sitting on the murder tribunal, so if you don't remember, because again there's so much storyline, so a bit of a recap. So Dolor, the guy, the little gnome in the red coat who's going around trying to kill people, we kept on stopping him. He was trying to murder a list of people because once he'd done that he could go before the tribunal and be accepted as a holy assassin, which leads him closer to Orin and Baal itself. This is kind of like the entry to being a Baalist, basically. It's kind of like the Cursus Sonorum of wanting to be an unholy assassin. So that's kind of why the murders were happening in the city, because Dolor was trying to do this. We don't want to be an unholy assassin, but we do need to become one to gain entry to the area where Orin is. I like the option of, which he's wanted all along, right? Tell me of my past. I wish to know it.
I have heard it said you lost your memories. Let me revive them. You were once Baal's favorite. You worshipped him the way he would wish. Your bloodlust innate. Your thirst for butchery unslakable. But you were foolish enough to think yourself untouchable. You didn't see Orin rising through the ranks. You were blinded by her artistry, her devotion. You believed she worshipped you as much as all the others. Your fall was as spectacular as your birth. The purest Baal spawn there ever was. Ruined by his own hubris. But now, you have returned. Tell me, are you here to have your vengeance on my granddaughter?
So he was in charge of the cult of unholy assassins. Orin rose through the ranks, killed him. We know a lot of stuff from the Nautiloid. She basically attacked him, left his brains as complete mush, left him to die. I think on the floor of the Nautiloid, the woman came and got him, treated him as kind of like a pet and a project. She experimented on him. Yeah, he's basically very mangled on the inside at this point. Orin, I think, also tadpoled Dirge, but we're back, and we do want revenge on Orin. Actually, we don't necessarily want to take back over the cult because we don't want to be a Baalist, right? Dirge has grown. He's got different priorities now, and I think he'd be quite angry at Baal as well, because Baal didn't stop that happening, didn't warn him. You know, it's kind of like, I have no loyalty to Baal anymore because he doesn't have any loyalty to me, sort of thing. I don't know, but we'll say Orin is your granddaughter.
She is the child of my child, and your bloodkin. But she only seeks the Baalian favor you were born to inherit. She may have usurped you once, but all her rites and rituals will never match her to your natural gift. Baal is about to name a new chosen. All is between you and my granddaughter Orin now. And Orin has much to learn. Our Lord does not care for beauty. Baal cares only for death. Death in numbers. Death in droves. It is a lesson Orin will only learn in death. I wonder if you will be the one to teach her.
I mean, that's the plan. So yeah, no loyalty, no honor among assassins, I guess. So it's his own granddaughter, and he's like, yeah, I'm rooting for you because you're a guy. I don't know, like, it's because he's rooting for him because Sarevok is, he's indoctrinated, right? He worships Baal, and so he's like, well, you're the one that Baal chose. You're the one that was destined to become the unholy assassin. So I'm ashamed that I think he's got, like, with Baalists, I think it's a mix of like pride that he has raised such a violent offspring, but also kind of like, she's young, she's got a lot to learn. You know, she like a cat, she plays with death, where Baal just wants quantity, not quality. I came here to be an unholy assassin, not clean up after your offspring, Sarevok. You think she needs to be taught a lesson, why don't you teach her yourself? You want me to kill your own granddaughter? I shall gladly step aside for Orin. I have no interest in pursuing Baal's favour. No, we don't want Baal's favour, but we do want vengeance on Orin. It's between 1 and 4. I'm going to go for, you want me to kill your own granddaughter.
She wronged me. In killing her, you honor our father with a eulogy of blood.
Not the best
I have
one,
heard of the duel Orin proposed to you. She seeks to sacrifice you in our father's temple. She dreams that your corpse will be her masterpiece. But she forgets, Before your incident, you were the true master. You were murder. Pure murder. No excesses. No pretensions. I believe you will be the one to slay Orin. But you will need my help.
This is important, by the way. This comes back up.
I see you have not embraced your birthright yet. Perhaps with my stewardship, Father will bless you yet. Before you may return to our Father's fold, I must first ensure that you remain as pure and worthy of his blessings as you once were. Come, child of murder. Let me lead you in Baal's worship.
There's more to this that I don't know if we're going to get right now, but there is, there's a reason why Orin is so messed up. She hasn't had the best family, she hasn't had the best upbringing. Her loyalty is very misplaced. And that's not excusing her. I think she's a horrible character. Like, I really, really think she's as despisable as a villain is meant to be. But again, like most people in Baldur's Gate, and again, I'm a humanities student. I like the story. There's a reason why people become the people they do and end up in the situations that they do. And a lot of it, some of it's nature, some of it's nurture. Like, a lot of it is environmental. And I think, you know, Orin, you do understand why she is the way she is to a certain extent when you hear all her backstory. But she's still an atrocious villain that needs to be stopped. I will not worship Baal. Although I am his spawn, he is no father of mine. Wrong, Sarabak. I will lead his worship. You will be my offering to Baal. I am the very spawn of Baal. I need no leading. I will make Baal proud. Very well, lead on. I am the very spawn of Baal. I need no leading. I feel like he's out voicing me. I quite like my dirge voice. I enjoy doing it. It's fun. Yeah, but it's nothing compared to Sarabok's voice. But let's try the intimidation. Give me guidance, please. Okay. Do I want to take this? It's a 15. I've got a bonus of 11. I think we've got a good chance. Oh, spot on! If you meet it, you beat it. Let's go.
Forgive me, child of Baal. I forget myself.
Yeah, you do.
Reverence.
Zeal.
Long may he reign.
We have a sacrifice prepared for you, child of murder. Let us celebrate your becoming.
Okay, I might play around a little bit with some different ways that could have gone, and I might put a few extra scenes in here, because depending on whose hand you put in, you can get different reactions out of it, which is quite interesting. Because, you know, say it's like Duke Stalemain's hand, you get like a thing about Duke Stalemain, and you get to talk about her murder and things like that. And so I feel like there's more to discover with that.
No, this city is not your home. This man's infamy is known to you, and his presence sparks dread in the pit of your stomach.
Let us begin. Spirit of the slaughtered, return to us. Show us the truth of this murderer's intent, and let us judge her for her bloody service.
His will be done.
You took this spirit's life, and thus its voice. So, speak for it. How was this Pitiable creatures slain.
Reverence.
Zeal. Long may he reign.
Your offering pleases Lord Baal. Your words delight him. You slaughter well, aspirant. You are deemed worthy. Your words stumble. They hesitate. You lie.
You have been judged. You have been found wanting. Unworthy.
You will die here, mageling. Paltry spells will not save you now.
Can it be Berlin herself, reduced to a spectre?
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow him. I'm just gonna follow him. We'll explore a little bit later, because I want Minthara to have her "I love sitting on dead men's thrones" moment in here. But I probably do need to save again first, because I'm so scared. Are you ready for this? So we don't need to break in because he's already opened it up for us. Oh, hello, familiar face. So the first time that I did this, by the way, the first time I ever encountered Sarevok, I ended up fighting him in this room, but I hadn't killed the guards out here. So I was fighting Sarevok and those 3 echoes and the 3 guards, and oh my goodness, I think I did it, but barely. And yeah, through here we have a whole different situation. So, can I get everybody over here?
Come, child of Baal. Offer thanks unto your father for your birth, and in so doing, be reborn anew. Slaughter this celestial being. Spill its blood into the void, and through eradication of its goodness, be exalted.
So the Hollyphant is like kind of like an angel. It's a celestial being. I don't like the elephant. Do you know what? He's actually responsible for a lot of these deaths himself, because he failed to... He's in a position of power and he failed to do his job properly. Not only did he fail to do his job properly, he didn't care about doing his job properly. He was more interested in drinking. And so I've got no respect for... the Hollyphant. What's his name? I've forgotten his name again. Her name. So I'm sorry that I keep saying him. It's her name. She's she allowed all this to happen. You know, she turned a blind eye to it. She arrested the wrong people. And so had she done her job properly, her name always came to me then. You know, people's lives could have been saved. So her hands are as red and bloody as the Barlis in a lot of ways. Am I going to kill her? No, I'm not, because I don't think she deserves that. I can see the irony in it. I can see the like karmic justice in doing so, depending on like how you justify things to yourself. I'm not going to do that. Sarevok and Chev is a bad guy, right? We need to do this. So blood will be spilt, Sarevok. I will slaughter you. Here we go. This is what I came for. Oh no, I have not rolled well though. Oh bugger. Okay, I think what I'm going to have to try and do... We might be in a little bit of trouble here, gang. This went so much better in, like, when I did a practice run. We've rolled really badly. I am going to have to think about what I'm doing. Gain advantage on attack rolls against an enemy. I'll put that on myself. So I've got advantage now. And then I really want to try and get him to drop his weapon. Disarming attack. 88% chance. What if I use my bow and arrow? 60% chance. Okay, so I'm better off using my mace. Disarming attack. Wish me luck! Look at the barrels! Critical hit! Yeah! I don't know if he dropped it, but I'm gonna Divine Smite. Dude, that was decent. He did not, unfortunately, drop his weapon. Nice try. But do you know what? If we're going in, let's go in hard. Thara! Give me guidance. I mean, I wanted it to be Dirge's kill. Wife. Mother. She's so ride or die. She is the best partner for Dirge. I swear to God. Something tells me we might be okay. We might be okay here. So what I wanted to do, what I did when I was doing a test run, I think it was Minthara and Gale went first. So my tactic when I did it the first time, I smashed a potion of speed on Lae'zel, Gale and Minthara. Then I had Minthara like run around and kill the echoes, because the echoes actually buff Sarevok and they make it harder to kill Sarevok. So I killed them with Minthara. And then I had her kind of run over here so that she was like next to the elephant. And then I had Gale, because he had two actions, because I'd used Potion of Speed. I had him teleport with Dimension Door Lae'zel to here. And then I had him put up the Globe of Invulnerability. So all my 4 characters were in the Globe of Invulnerability, and Valeria was also in it. I'm just worried now that Valeria might be killed. Let me get Minthara next to Valeria. I might save. Do I want to save? No, let's just try and do it.
Still on my feet.
Dirge gets a turn. I think we should let Valeria out of her chains. Lockpick.
A couple turns should do it.
I probably could have done it. I bet Sarevok had his key on him, but give me guidance. I'm doing it this way, apparently. Okay, okay. Valeria's out. Valeria's free. So she's going to fight with us now. Okay, next up, we need to probably try and take the echoes down. Let me Hexblade Curse on her. I probably should have gone for this one because she's first up in the initiative order. I could put got Globe of Invulnerability up still, but I think we've probably got this. Do I want the ghouls as a distraction? Crowning Strike. Our target must be a humanoid. I kind of want the ghouls as a distraction. What if let me just start doing what Dirge does. Let me just go in with sneak attack. Okay, critical hit. That's what Dirge has got. And do you know what? I am gonna stick here because I could get Gale to come in thingy us. Okay, let's see how this goes. Cloud kill. Psionic backlash. We're okay, we're okay. Dirge took quite a lot of damage there. Oh my god, they're dying in their own cloud kill. Oh my god. Right, just get out of cloud kill. Dude, we've got this. Okay. So I can do chain lightning. Gale, what do we want to do here, mate? We can do some damage. Yeah, let's go in with chain lightning. Decent. And then I'm gonna... Do you know what? Take a potion of speed. Do you have one? Potion of speed. Go for it. And then you can do another... I'm gonna use Arcane Battery to do another spell. I reckon we've got this. How's Valeria doing? Valeria's fine. I think we could probably get away with doing something like this. And then they're all going to slip. Okay. Cool. And then just stay back, Gale. Honestly, you're doing well. In fact, actually, just come and tuck out the room slightly, maybe. No, if I could get him to fly, I would have had him fly up there. You're okay. You're okay. Okay.
Time to strike.
Lae'zel. Right, we've got one there. Where's this other one? Where's this person? Okay. I don't think Lae'zel can slip. You cannot be moved and you ignore the effects of difficult terrain. Steadfast. I don't think Lae'zel can slip on this. So I reckon that I can get Lae'zel over here to this woman. Let's go ahead and trip attack her.
I will not know failure.
Okay, she's immune to being prone. That's alright. Just use Soulbreaker on her. She's only got 18 hit points. Save Soulbreaker, just hit her. Okay. And now I can go for this one. I've got my bonus action Great Weapon Master. Okay. It does help if you hit people, Lae'zel. I'm gonna give you that pointer. Okay. Action Surge. We're doing well. We're doing okay. Cloud Kill's gone. I was going to use that to my advantage, but it's fine. I also don't want to die from it. Okay, sweet. And then I've still got movement to do another attack. Arrow on this person. Okay. Just run towards her. We're okay. We're doing well. Indomitable! Slip, slip, slip. Damn. Are they all immune to being prone?
Listen up, you ghostly pigs. Mess with the Mastodon, you get the task.
I thought that was Minthara for a second. Okay, Minthara, let's go. Clean up. 1. Ha ha. 2. Ha ha.
Took you bloody long enough. You've no idea how wrinkles like mine get caught in chains like that. I suppose some thanks are in order. You did a good job putting a stop to those barlist Burks.
I did, didn't I?
Though I do wish you'd figured this all out before I, put the blame for Father Lorgan's murder on that poor refugee. Well, at least it's over now.
He's repenting. He's seen the error. Sorry, she. I keep calling him. I'm so sorry. After the speech I gave at the beginning as well about respecting people's gender and stuff like that. She. Valeria is a she. Yeah, she is repenting. She has seen the error of her ways. And hopefully she's going to be a better Holly fan after this. I mean, we told you. We did tell you. I want to say, how did you end up here?
After our chat at Charessa's Caress, I thought it best to polish off the bottle I'd started. I started coming over all woozy. My joints stiffened up quicker than a brothel browser's loins. Paralyzed. My vision went black. When I woke up, I was in chains. Overall, a terrible ordeal. One deserving of a drink. I bid you good day, but it's been royally shite all round.
She's learnt nothing. She's making the same mistakes again. It's about to get worse. We need to put a stop. Sorry. It's about to get worse. We need to put a stop to the Baalist resurgence.
There is no we in this equation, my friend. I assure you, I am quite finished. Besides, it's plain to see that I'm well out of my depth here. But you, well, you gave these reprobates a proper seeing to. You clearly have what I don't. Courage, insight, heroism. The city needs you. I overheard these pigs talking. There's a Baal temple deep within the old Undercity that the cult is using. A century ago, it was destroyed by a group of heroic sorts. Let's hope history repeats itself, eh? This place is foul as piss. I'm out of here.
Well, there we go. I am going to do a little bit of a clean-up and then we'll wrap up the episode because there's some stuff left to find and explore down here. Yeah, so Valeria at least has admitted that she's out of her depth and hopefully is going to hand over her position to Debella, who's done the actual detective work and actually protected people. But look at all this stuff we've completed. All this stuff that's getting updated. So, yeah. All the other bodies have disappeared apart from Saravok, so let's see what loot he's going to give us today. We've got the Amulet of Baal, First Blood. On a hit, inflict bleeding upon targets that have maximum hit points. That's okay. I think we've got a lot of better stuff. It's not that good, but we'll take it. Journal update to get Orin's Netherstone, apparently. Abattoir key. A key found on Justice Saravok at the Murder Tribunal. That's to open the door that we've come through, I think. So I don't really need that, but I'll take it anyway. A map to the Baal Temple. This sketch map shows a dotted line to follow to get into the Baal Temple. Below the sketch are some instructions. Use a round street hatch to enter the city sewers. Again, that's why I've been leaving that up until now, because I want to do it in a logical, chronological order. Proceed northwest to find your way into the Undercity ruins. Blood the skull to pass the door. Follow the trail of murder to the Baal Temple door. Praise Baal. And here we go. This is what I'm really here for. We've got the Sword of Chaos. On a hit, regain 1 to 6 hit points. Could be interesting. Again, it's a great sword, so I don't really know who's going to wield that. What does it say, actually? The Sword of Saravok, brother of Gorian's ward. Gorian, I told you. Gorian's ward, that's us from the first game. And a child of the evil god Baal. Though much of its power died with him, the sword is still formidable and glows with a malevolent light. I feel like the stuff we got off Saravok could have been stronger. I feel like it could have been better. We've got Saravok's Wretched Armor, Rare Heavy Armor, all plate, magical plate, all incoming damage is reduced by 2. Withering Barrier. When you deal necrotic damage, you gain an extra 1d6 temporary hit points. If a melee attack hits you while you still have temporary hit points, you deal a 1-6 piercing damage to all creatures within 3 meters. It's good. I don't think it's necessarily better than the stuff that I've already equipped people with, but we'll maybe have a little try on in the next episode. I've tried it on Minthara. I don't like how it looks on her. Dirge can't currently wear it because he can't wear heavy armor. I don't know, maybe Lae'zel could wear it, but I like her Githyanki stuff. Maybe Will could wear it, but he's got like the stuff we got from the Grimforge, so it says, with this armor drips with dark ambition, the ambition of a failed godchild, Sarevok, Spawl of Baal. Sarevok has not been remembered fondly by most historians, who almost unanimously agree that he had the general disposition of a sledgehammer. I mean, I think he's very well designed, and I think if you see him from the original game and you see him in this kind of like 3D version, I think they've done a really good job of keeping him true to his original style while also giving him more of an edge and giving him more of a vibe. I think, you know, again, brilliant acting, styled brilliantly. Like, honestly, I love how Larian was so respectful of the original lore in the original games. Sarevok's Horned Helmet, Deathbringer's Sight. Now this is good. I think I'm going to take this for Dirge, because currently he's only got like Animate Dead. I don't really use it that much. I do it for the vibes, but Deathbringer's Sight, you gain dark vision up to a range of 3 meters or 15 meters if you already had it. The number you need to roll a critical hit while attacking is reduced by 1. So I don't know how many of these Dirge has at this point, but he's going to be critting on like a 2 at this, like soon. You can't be frightened and cannot be afflicted by any other emotion altering conditions. Constitution saving throws +1. The last sight Sarevok witnessed as a mortal was his sibling's knife. This duel, the first between Baalspawn, is worshipped still by the cult of Baal, who now believes that no act is more sacred than a fratricide between the altar of their dreadlord. There's a lot of weird family stuff in the Baalist cult, which I don't love, but I think I'm going to stick that on Dirge, to be honest. I might send these over to maybe Will. I was thinking about putting them on Minthara, but I like Hethrick's armor on her. Yeah, let's see what this looks like on him. So currently he's got this stupid little tiara that doesn't suit him at all, but if I put this on him, they see me ballin', they hatin', watch me flying past with Aelin, I'm bowling dirty, but that sounds wrong. Okay, so I want to recolor this because it doesn't actually fit in with my current colors. What dyes do I have on me? I've got white and scarlet dye. I don't know, man. What dyes does everybody have? Muddy red dye, black and furnace red dye might be a good one. Well, let me scroll across. Oh, you did actually have it on you. Okay. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, no, that looks worse. No, I don't like that. Sorry. I get, like, do you know, shush. Let's just do the white and scarlet dye. Let's see what this looks like. I don't know if I've got any, like, the bone white dye. I think that looks a little bit better. That matches better. Still not perfect. It's a little bit gold. I might play around with that off camera and see if I can get it a colour I like. But I like that helmet for Dirge. I'm going to have it so it hides during dialogues. But I like the bone because the bone goes with the ribcage on his armour. That is what the Chosen of Baal should look like, right? Someone made with the flesh of Baal. And again, even though we're doing Redemption Dirge, there's nothing wrong with looking scary, you know. He knows his MO. So Sarevok, sorry mate, you were very creepy. Valeria's hookah. What else have we got here? So you've got Valeria's Spare Pipe, Macedonian Memoirs, Volume 1.
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
And there's like a bottle of snuff somewhere as well that you can get. The lightly crumpled personal missive, Parchment Humming with Mount Celestia's Radiance, both sporadically recorded entries of a Hollyphant's life. Bloody planetars, I tell them every time Bloody planetars, I tell them every time they deploy her, if you send someone to observe the Blood War, there's a danger. Oh, they're talking about Zariel. Yeah, because Zariel was actually, I'll just read it. There's a danger they could become... Right, let me start that again, because this is kind of like really important lore, actually. Bloody planetars, I tell them every time if they deploy her, if you send someone to observe the Blood War, there is a danger that they could be recruited. Every time they say it's a minor heresy. Why? Zariel wouldn't be the first to fall. The Thunder's light doesn't reach that far down into the plains. They say crime doesn't pay around here. They say that in a world of purest good, who'd have a motive to do evil? They also say the path to the hells is paved in good intentions. So which is it? Of course they don't really know. Hypocrites, the lot of them. It's just one bloody adage after another up here. But if you ask any of them what they mean, why, who, what, nobody's interested. So actually, do you know what, Valeria? There's a reason why they were drinking a lot and they didn't care, because as a Celestial they had become really, really disillusioned, not only with what life is like on this plane, but how it was all talk on this Celestial plane and nobody was really listening and no one was heeding her warnings and nobody was dealing with anything. They just, you know, it was just preaching. Lulu's no help either. She's a model Hollyphant, a perfect example my superiors are quick to remind me. And she's fallen for Zariel's act, hook and all. No, it's not an act. Zariel believes what she's saying, and she's just wrong, foolish, and Lulu's a fool to believe it too. So yeah, Zariel basically, she was a Celestial. She was like an Asimar, I think, and she was told to go and just observe the Blood War, which is this war between the demons and the devils in the Nine Hells. But she went down there and she basically took the devil's side, because the devils at least have law and order, and they actually do protect the world against the demons, from the demons. The demons are just pure like animal instinct slaughter. It's like a lawless evil. Yeah, at least like chaotic evil versus lawful evil. At least there's kind of like rules to the devils. So she kind of like joined the Blood War on the devil's side and became this great army general. She's the one who did the heart thing to Karlach. I think she's kind of like the lesser evil kind of thing. I think that's Zariel's thought process. It's kind of like I've got to do evil things to do good things, I think is where Zariel's at. Yeah, like the lesser of the two evils. So again, not to excuse her, just to understand the mentality of the monster, because I think you get more interesting monsters, you get more interesting characters if they've got depth and if they've got nuance and if they've got reasons for being the way they are. I think there's a lot of very one-dimensional heroes and villains like in media and in TV and in, you know, superhero films and stuff like this. And I think when you start to bring in the reasoning and the nuance and the motive, I think it's so much more engaging on a narrative level than just that person's evil, you have to stop them. And then you get like the sympathy for the devil kind of thing, you know, which again, if you're a DM, you can kind of exploit that within your players to create more interesting stories. It's official. I depart for Baldur's Gate at the earliest opportunity. Spreading conspiracy. Disorderly drinking. First, I didn't know there was a prohibition in place. Second, if you don't want me drunk, don't send me to the Feywild. Gnomes have the best mead. And all the other allegations weighing against my person have tipped my reputation over the edge of a cloud down to Toril. Of course, it's not phrased like that. Your sense of justice is needed by the mortals. Baldur's Gate has a lively tavern scene. Piss off. I know what they're really thinking. Pains the trunk, the lot of them. Not to say I told you so, but my connections tell me Zariel's broken code to intervene in the Blood War. If only someone had warned them. So actually, do you know what? This is like a full circle moment as well. Valeria tried to warn her superiors that Zariel was going to fall and go to join the Blood War, and wasn't believed and wasn't listened to until it was too late, and it happened. It's kind of like a Cassandra moment. I feel like this all the time. I'm really good at predicting things that are going to happen based on history and intuition. I'm very good at being like, you know, that politician, you know that they're going to do this in 5 years, right? And everybody's like, no, and then they do it and they're like, oh, like I'm Cassandra. Like, I understand how it feels to be able to see that things are happening, and for people not wanting to hear it or not wanting to believe it. But yeah, like, same for Valeria, you know, and you have those told you so moments, and you feel a little bit of, there's something satisfying about having an I told you so moment, but you'd rather it hadn't got to that, right? You'd rather have been listened to in the first place, and the event not have happened. But yeah, so this has come full circle with Valeria not listening to or not believing everything Devella was saying. So it's kind of like what has been done to Valeria has been done to Devella. Not to say I told you so, but my connections tell me Zariel's broken code to intervene in the Blood War. If only someone had warned them. Apparently she killed a horde of young got gnolls running rampant down here in Toril. I don't know why I keep saying it like that. Her heart's in the right place. It's a shame her sword isn't. She's too reckless to be let near the Blood War, and I reckon this is just the beginning. But alas, I've picked up a rather handy new phrase since setting up in Baldur's Gate. That's none of my business. Well, yeah, so calloused and disillusioned because she couldn't prevent that from happening. Valeria's trunk balm. I love these like unique art items. It's so funny to me. I think there's a couple of things we can have a peek at. There's the trunk, and it's funny as well. It's like it's an elephant joke. Valeria's trunk, you know. But there's this small gilded chest as well, which we can open, unlock, lockpick.
Wonder what's
definitely getting to the end of the episode. My brain's fried. It's DC of 20, so guidance me. Actually, do you know what? Back that. Gale, you didn't use half as many spells as I was expecting you to. You basically got almost a full spell thing. So do you know what? Just do the knock spell on it.
Never a dull moment.
Great. So we've got some bits and bobs, which I will take, and Memoirs of My Death. This is a memoir describing in detail the visions of Baal seen by Saravok Anchev after his death in the Baal temple centuries ago. The brethren often ask me, what was it like to die? They expect me to present a warring conflict, the humiliation of defeat against the honor of my sacrifice. But once dead, it is impossible to think of oneself, of life, for you are in Baal's own embrace. Baal's domain is a red wasteland in a starless sky, halted in time before the collapse of the final sun. There I wandered, tasting the end of all things. I was dragged back from the precipice, bound to a living husk again by my mocking sibling. I resented it at first. I had forgotten how to breathe, to eat, all the animal functions of the petty who cling to life. But when I was cruelly resurrected, my faith was bolstered more through my death than it could be through life. I would bring about Baal's perfect finale, the melting of the crimson sun above the lakes of blood. It will happen. This world will be carved in his image. Did I do a good job? Am I a voice actor? I don't know. I even got one of the vampire Nosferatu breaths in there. Or I tried anyway. I don't know. That was fun to read. Thank you for putting up with me when I want to have my dramatic moments. If I was a man, if I was a guy, oh, I would love to have one of those deep, like, is it baritone voices? So good.
Let's have a look.
It does, like, my voice is super sore and scratchy now from doing that. Right, I don't think there's too much in here other than the opportunity to sit on Dead Men's Thrones, so I might just go ahead and do that.
I am listening.
Minthara, you come in the chair in front of me. Lae'zel, you're my left-hand gal. And Gale, you're here. Thanks for existing. I brought Gale to do the, what's it called? The Globe of Invulnerability over Valeria. And, like, get everybody inside. Did not roll that way, but you know, Gale, you weren't useless, so thanks for being here. Let's go ahead and get a cute little photo of this. I think, can I go a little bit further down? How do I go down? There we go, and then I can tilt it up like that. Sweet. And you know what, I like it as it is. I'm going to take the photo, and then I also want to get one. I want to kind of get a zoomed in one of these two. That's a good one too. Oh, I press C like I'm in Sims. Sorry, I'm just having my moment. Let me have my moment. I love sitting on dead men's thrones. We love Minthara in this family. Right, I need to go up a little bit. And let's get one of Dirge as well. Here we go. Let me, we want to get Ball in the background, right? They see me balling, they hating. Okay. Last one. I swear this is going to be the last one. Oh. I love photo mode. Photo mode is the best. I feel like I'm ever so slightly off center. That is pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll take it. Amazing. We love it. Okay, I don't know what C does every time I press C. I've probably done something really fucking weird. Right, everybody team up. Where am I? There's one more thing that I want to show you down here, and it's really important actually to Dirge's story. Do you remember when we were back in camp in Act 1 and a certain bard turned up at our camp, and we didn't kill Alfera, I knocked her out, and so a different bard turned up. I can't remember her name. It'll come back to me.
They should all be running.
But she was a Dragonborn, and she turned up at the camp, and Dirge kind of was possessed by Baal, and he killed the bard. And she's been the albatross on our back ever since. We've actually carried her with us all the way to Act 3. She's back in the chest at camp. And we're going to give her a proper funeral because she said that she was heading to Baldur's Gate. She'd had an opportunity to go and sing. Like, her destination, her wish was to go to Baldur's Gate. So we've brought her, but there's a little bit more to her story. So if I go ahead and go through here. Well, we've got Mason's journal. Let's have a read. Never in all the days of my craft, hang on, let me just, sorry guys. Never in all the years of my craft have I felt I was carving my own tomb. This armored husk I once thought a man. He has trapped me here during the renovations. While he says I'm free to leave after the work is done, ill mater, this god's awful smell, I am no fool. Careful who you work for, I guess. If someone's like, hey, could you build me a Baalist temple? Maybe be like, oh, I'm sick that day. I know somebody else who's great at doing Barless temples. Right, so in here we can go ahead and get this keychain. And we can get the Tribunal prison key. My phone's pinging at me.
Here we go.
And there's a few different bits and bobs in here that we can take a look at. So there's a backpack. Nothing in the backpack. There's a note. Dinner planning. The bodies of our lambs must be nourished. An exclusive deal has been made with the runner of a mass grave corpse yard in the Merrig peatlands. Preserved bog body will be added from now on as a side to every meal for the faithful. If the prisoners don't like it, they can starve. Gross. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to be a follower of Baal, to be honest. It doesn't sound like a good time. My phone's pinging quite a lot. I'm just going to move it over. Okay, stuff going on in here. But this is what I'm really interested in here. I don't know if you can end up in this prison somehow. Like, as a player. Like, I don't know if you can get arrested by the murder tribunal and have to, like, break your way out. This is who I'm interested in. Fist Orville. Do you know what I also didn't do? I forgot to do in preparation for that fight. I was going to have... Well, I was going to have a potion of... what's the thing where you get, like, the higher initiative? I was going to give that Gale. That's why Gale rolled so low. I messed up by myself. I was going to have Dirge have a potion of strength. And I was going to have a potion of viciousness on everybody but Gale to make them, like, hit better. Do you know what, though? We handled it. We did well. Dear Quill. Quill, that's the name of the bard. So this poor person who's ended up a corpse inside the Barlist murder tribunal prison was in love with the bard Quill that Dirge killed in the beginning. So again, it's kind of come full circle. Dear Quill, do you remember me? We spent a sweet evening chatting to one another after you gave a heart-stopping performance at the Nashkill Inn. When I was on a patrol tour, I heard you were headed to Baldur's Gate to get your songbook published, and I've pre-ordered my copy. If you could forgive a humble fist's boldness, I sent you in writing what I wasn't bold enough to say on that night. Each one of your scales is a gem. Your eyes shine brighter than your throat fire. Images of you have beset me since we met. You must have many suitors as a scholar of love ballads, but perhaps when you get to the gate, you'd meet me one starry night at the Blushing Mermaid. This letter is clearly unfinished, the Fist intending to write more before sending it. So we found out what happened to the Flaming Fists who did find their way down here. So Quill did mention that she was like looking for love. She'd never experienced love. And so I think that maybe they were destined to be together, but fate intervened, like the Barlist got between them. So what I would like to do is leave the letter on this corpse. I don't know where his head is. If anyone knows where his head is, let me know. That's Wargdung. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, I don't know where his head's gone, but we can place his body with Quill and give her in death what she never found in life. So I need a potion of strength. It's this one, right? 27. Because otherwise I'm not going to be able to pick you up. Pick up. There we go. So we're probably going to do that in the next video because I want to head to the graveyard, but there's quite a lot to do at the graveyard. So I'm not going to long rest today. We're just going to kind of like work our way around there, I think. And in the next video, we'll go and check out the graveyard. We'll bury anyone who we've got left to bury because like Will's still carrying around the body of that little girl who was killed by the vampires. And we've got Quill. And I think we might have one or two other people as well that we want to bury. So yeah, we'll go and do our duties at the graveyard. And there's also some companion stuff to do there as well. And a couple of fights. So that's my plan. But yeah, let's just finish checking out this room and then that's it. We're pretty much done. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate your faces. I'm sorry again that there was such a long wait. I think it was like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks between videos, so I'm sorry to keep you waiting that long. A page from Sarevok's book. A page torn from what appears to be a memoir by Sarevok Anchev. The blood of Baal must never be wasted, only multiplied. I knew it from the moment of her birth, and every day thereafter. I watched the babe become a woman, Helena. My shape-shifting beauty, my daughter, and Baal's waiting womb. Okay, this is where it gets really disturbing. This is probably one of the most disturbing things in the entire game. This is worse for them than the Halcyon Bear thing, I think. It's so messed up. In her. So in his daughter Helena, I planted my Lord's seed, and thus did we beget the blood lamb Orin, the child of my child, and Baal's sacrifice in waiting. I did not know that it would be Orin that Baal favored, not Helena, but it matters not. Orin would help to bring forth a new birth in Baal's name, a world baptized in blood. His original intention, and I'll see if I can get some footage of him talking about this as well, and I'll insert it just after I finish reading this. But Sarevok's intention was, when he had his child Helena, he was like, oh, I need to make more Baal spawn. So he impregnated his own daughter. So Orin is his granddaughter and his own daughter, which is so messed up on so many levels. It makes me sick. Like, it really makes me feel sick. And his intention for Orin was that she was going to be a sacrifice. He was going to have her... He had his own daughter be impregnated and give birth to his own daughter-granddaughter. And then they were going to kill Orin and sacrifice her to Baal. But Orin was the one that survived, not Helena. And it's so disgusting. It's so gross. But you realise through reading this that Orin is also a victim, and it's often the way that hurt people, and it explains why Orin is the way she is, because she had that start in life. And so
a long while ago, my wretched sibling brought me back. The fairest of Baal spawn soul-bound me to this husk. Worship death though I do, I refused it. I roamed the coast, gathering those who still held Baal in their black hearts. The cult survived, festering beneath the city, with me as the gate's everlasting poison. But no more, for poison is too slow a death. Now is the time for slaughter. With these killings, the glory of the Baalists has risen beyond what we dreamed possible during those dark days. But the worship of my lord is led by another now. My granddaughter, Orin. The youngest unholy assassin ever to follow in Baal's bloody trail. And his chosen. She is the architect of Baal's design. Baal has never had a more gifted prodigy. Orin's gift surpassed even her mother's. Her mother knew this. and she could not bear it. When Arin was but 7 years old, she tried to smother the child as an offering to our Lord. I heard the screams. I ran to help, but feared for the child's life. But the cries were not Arin's. It was her mother's blood that soaked the sheets. Arin had cut off the very hand that tried to end her, and made a plaything of it. And as she toyed with her dead mother's hand, a deep quiver rose up through her throat. The Lord of Murder speaking through the child. "Lay not a finger on this child," he said, "nor let any other, for this child will serve me with unholy ardor. Protect her in my name." I knew of my daughter's ambitions, but not the lengths to which she'd go. She hungered for Baal's favor more than anyone I'd ever known. But her daughter, Arin, hungered even more. My lord made his choice. I abided by his words. But Arin is not the subject of our judgment here today.
I don't know. I don't know. We need to take this with us though, I think, because it's important to the story later. Herein are logged the blood requisitions, the corpse wealth of our sacrifices taken from their dead hands. After chronicling and the assassins claim of their own tithe, the remainder should be brought afore the temple's leaders, no longer the butler, as in times past. What follows is a detailed financial log of loot from dead targets, always accompanied by indulgent purple prose describing their cause of death. So hang on, this is from our butler. So they just basically steal stuff off the people they've killed. Oh, so they used to take... So when they kill people and stole the stuff off the corpses, they used to take it to the butler, but now they're told not to take it to the butler, they're told to take it directly to the temple. So has the butler fallen out of favour because we didn't do as we were told? I hope so, because he was a bit of a creep, man. Honestly, again, misplaced loyalties. You get what you pray to, you know? So... yeah, that's pretty much it for down here. The only thing left to do is there's a... out here, there is a chest out here, but there's loads of traps. So, who's not looking quite so rough? Minthara, do you want to do this?
In your name, if I must.
Let me try and skirt around the edges a little bit. So what if I try and jump over here? I might be able to like dodge some of it. I don't know if the chest itself is trapped. There we go. A little bit of stuff. Not the best, but yeah, all this water here. If you come through this way, loads of traps. So I think we're okay. Again, I don't know if there's a trap here, so let me just try and jump over the worst of it. Okay. Let's get out of here.
Wretched
I don't want to be
thing.
down here any longer.
Pull yourself together. One day I'll catch a break.
Let's
see.
Head back to camp. I'm not going to long rest. I wonder if anyone's got anything to say, though. I wonder if there's any, like, commentary. Do you know what we should do? We should go and see Devella again. Just, you know, to round things up. Because she might be interested to know what happened. Is she here? Is she gone? No, she's here. Okay. Again, I just like seeing everything there is to see. And like getting all the different reactions. So, let's update her.
Ah, I was hoping I hadn't missed you. The Patriarchs are safe, but it took longer to calm them down than I was hoping.
Okay, you've already told us this.
Tell me, how did your investigations into the Baalish Tribunal go?
Well, we can say that cult is disgusting. Yeah, again, he's like, why was I involved in this? Did you know that Sarevok had a child with his own daughter?
Oh, that's... Oh.
Right?
The things you must have seen to find that out. Tell me you put a stop to it.
I found the Tribunal and killed Sarevok.
So he was back. I was right.
Yeah, I'm wearing his hat right now.
This is excellent news. Tell me everything.
There is much I didn't tell you. I am Baal's child. I killed my own sister. Describe in violent detail how you put an end. He killed his own sister? I don't remember. When did we get told that? I don't know. Describe in violent detail how you put an end to the Baalist resurgence. There was a lot of blood. Best I say you did. We're giving her the gory details.
Fascinating. I wish I could put half as much into my final report, but, well, I think my superiors would rather I just stick to the facts. Nonetheless, thank you. You should think about joining the Fist, you know. We could do with more people like you.
Did you hear my tummy rumble? Wow, we've got a lot of gold from that. Nice. I'm glad we went and spoke to her. Yeah, if my tummy's rumbling, it means it's time to finish the video for the day and go and find some food. But I do want to say that I love Devella. Like, I don't know who wrote her, but she's so well written. And I really, really, really like her character. I like that she gets the job done. I like that she's subtle. I like that she knows who to talk to and how to talk to them. You know, like the secret letters with the police. Not the police, the priest. You know, she takes things into her own hands. She does the dirty work. She takes things seriously. She's smart. She knows what's going on. She just has to prove it. Like, she's such a good character. I really, really love her. If there's ever any more games based around the same time period, I'd love to get more Devella content. I think she's really, really cool. Yeah, I root for Devella. Let's head back to camp finally. I'm not going to long rest. Everyone's looking a bit rough, but it's okay. I can go out with Cordia in the next video. And we have got one short rest left. I want to save that just in case I need it for my next video. You know, it's better to do it if we're all injured rather than half the team. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see if anyone has any reactions though. I actually want to save. My tummy's rumbling again. Okay. I feel like they don't have anything to say, but you would expect them to.
What can I do for you, my friend?
Yeah, it's really weird that we don't get reactions to that. It's like, do you know what just happened? Like nobody wants to comment?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
I feel like, right, Gale normally goes out with Cordia and they don't get too bloody, right? They're not melee fighters. They do spells from a distance. It's very unusual to see Gale looking that bad. So I feel like, you know, Gale went out with Dirge and Cordia was like, stay safe. Make sure you stay at the back. You're not a fighter. And then they've all come back in, like looking dead pleased with themselves and successful. Dirge has Sarevok's mask on, and Gale looks like that. Let me just see him again.
What's on your mind?
It's too funny to me. All right, nothing else to say then, I suppose. Look at the little gang. We've got the cat, the dog, and the owlbear cub. They're so cute. I don't know why we still have all these vines all over the floor, but whatevs. Right, I'm going to leave it there because I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I feel like we need another sculpture, but with like this hat on, because that is such a vibe. I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I'm feeling very, they are glitching out down there. I'm feeling very pleased with myself about that. I think we handled that really well, especially considering like I forgot to take all my lotions and potions before we started. And we still handled it. And honestly, Minthara absolutely just laying into Sarabok, like, you piece of shit, get away from my husband. You know, I love her so much. She's so overpowered with the Deva Mace as well. Like, oh, she's so good. She's so good. Yeah, Dirge didn't even have to get his hands dirty when it came to Sarabok. So, yeah, I think we did really well. I'm really pleased with how that went because it can be quite a difficult fight. And yeah, I'm gonna go. Take care of your faces. Hopefully I'll see you next week. And yeah, we'll go and hit the graveyard and go and check that out because there's actually a lot of stuff to do in that little tiny space. And that'll set us up for doing stuff with Jaheira and Nine Fingers and things like that in the future. So that's my plan. Take care of your faces. I will see you again soon. Have a good week, friends. Bye.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Oh! Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. They call me
Is this part of the show?
Praise the absolute.